At Honestly Natural, their focus is to create soaps that not only smell great, but also are safe for the entire family. Their soaps are handcrafted and cut in Colchester, Connecticut. All of their bars are made from 100% all-natural ingredients. They offer a wide variety from the calming, familiar scents of lavender and eucalyptus to the musky, warm aroma of patchouli, vanilla, and so many more. They currently offer 22 different bars, each being unique, even creating one for the family dog. Also, don't forget to pick up one of their hand-crocheted washcloths as a perfect pair to the soaps, for you and for someone you love. There's nothing like shopping local. We've been using these soaps, and it's a product that we stand by. With a company that is local, 100% all-natural, and unique, you cannot go wrong. Pick your own bar up at www.allhonestlyNatural.com to see and smell for yourself. And for a limited time, from November 17th to December 21st, you can receive 10% off your purchase if you put in the code word B.S. Nerds, all capital letters. B.S. Nerds, 10% off at www.allhonestlyNatural.com.
Hold up!
Aaron.
My name is Dave. This is Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I'm with it.
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphrey's hard fouls and Kevin Garnett pushes them straight to the third row. Let's go. My name is Dave. This is Joe. Let's go.
This is the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S. Nerd Show.
Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
We have tons of nothing left in the tank. Let's go. Welcome back to the 47th episode of the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast. My name is Dave. I'm accompanied by my two fellow nerds here. To my right, I have
Aaron.
And to my left, I'm joined by
Joe.
There he is. All right. So, interesting week so far, sports-wise, but also for the network. We got a lot of podcasts done this week. Of course, the Boxy Boys came out last week. 4-Star Sports Bars up on YouTube and on the network. There's also a Dave Speaks. Dave Speaks has drawn a little bit of a reaction. So, Joe, I'm gonna let you get into it.
Oh, all right. We're going to do it right now.
Well, let's do it right now. Let's start it off with this thing.
All right. So, I want to preface this a little. So, the debate on Dave Speaks, in case you didn't listen to it, is that I am a firm believer that a grinder is not the same thing as a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
The main difference between a grinder and a sandwich to me is a fulcrum, like a connection in the bread.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
And shredded lettuce.
Yeah.
That is the main difference between a grinder and a sandwich. Now, obviously, like a meatball grinder usually doesn't have shredded lettuce on it.
Right.
But it has the fulcrum.
I'm a psychopath for that, but yeah, I do that.
Yeah. It's all right. Well,
right.
Some people are weird, but
Yep.
Dave. But it does have the fulcrum in the bread.
Right.
And if it doesn't have the fulcrum in the bread and it's a meatball grinder, you're a fucking crazy person because that's asking for trouble.
Yeah.
It's like a sloppy Joe.
And it's also a very specific kind of bread. It is an Italian, hard on the outside, soft on the inside bread.
For meatball or a grinder?
For a grinder.
Yeah, but there's hard rolls. They're the same thing. And it's a sandwich.
Yeah, but it's cut all the way through. That's
But it's still you're prefacing it based upon the bread.
well, it's a long Italian style bread.
Right.
That's cut to a fulcrum point.
Yeah.
Not all the way in half. That's very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you get a grinder or a sub from Jersey Mike's, they cut it all the way through.
Don't like it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't really consider Subway grinder. I mean, Subway does my criteria for grinders, but it's just not.
So do you consider a sub and a grinder the same thing?
Yeah.
A hoagie, it's all the same.
Hero.
Yeah, it's just regional names for them. Really.
Right. Yeah. All right. So you want to?
All right. So that was just to preface what my rules are for a grinder.
Yeah.
And in Dave Speaks, MJ, is that his name?
Yep.
He disagreed with me.
Goes by Savage Mike. Yeah.
At least he thought he disagreed with me. He is, as Dave calls him multiple times in the podcast, a serial killer.
Yeah.
His take on grinders proves this.
Yeah.
But he also subconsciously agrees with me, but it is so committed to his serial killer thing he doesn't want to admit it.
Right.
So hit the first thing.
All right. You put whole leaf lettuce on a grinder, you're probably a serial killer. You put whole leaf lettuce on a grinder. All right, so that's that, right?
Yeah.
Is that the pause that you wanted?
No, keep going.
Okay, you're probably a serial killer.
He pauses.
No, I don't agree with that.
All right. No, keep going. Sorry.
I put both shredded and whole leaf if I have it.
All right,
What's the
pause it.
Yeah.
Now that A is a crazy take. If you put both shredded and whole leaf on a grinder,
It's too much lettuce.
that's what?
That's what I followed up with that. That's too much lettuce.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're doing
it's,
too
it's,
much.
It's entirely too much lettuce.
But what if you substitute the bread for whole leaf lettuce? You want to go for the
a
healthier
veggie wrap,
option,
right? Yeah, yeah.
That's like a lettuce wrap at that point.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
but
no longer
it's
a
a healthy
grinder.
option.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
healthy
called a lettuce wrap. It's not called a grinder. Continue.
All right. Situation applies when.
If I got turkey sandwich, I'm using whole.
What's the logic behind that?
I would
Pause. He said subconsciously now he's a serial killer. He's already said I like my grinder cut in half. He's saying that a grinder it's not shredded lettuce, it's whole leaf lettuce.
Right. Serial killer 101.
Yeah. And then he says a turkey sandwich he
Right.
would use whole leaf lettuce for. He said sandwich.
Right.
He said sandwich. Subconsciously,
Right,
he
yeah,
knows
yeah.
whole leaf lettuce sandwich.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
All right.
put oil and vinegar on an Italian. And
You
it's something
put
about the way the
oil
oil
and
and
vin-
vinegar mixes with the lettuce.
You put oil and vinegar on a pepperoni
Like
sandwich.
salami, like an Italian grinder. Yeah.
All right,
I guess
pause.
Yep.
He said grinder.
Right.
So now he's talking about how he would use shredded lettuce. So he's saying shredded lettuce, Italian grinder, whole leaf lettuce, turkey sandwich. Subconsciously,
It's in there.
he's
Right.
already going, oh yeah, whole leaf is a sandwich, shredded is a grinder.
Right.
He said it, not
Yep.
me.
No, yep.
This is just
This has
purely
not been-
based on
this has
his
not been
audio.
doctored by any
nope,
means. Yep,
nope.
right.
This is his audio.
Yep.
Subconsciously, he's already going, Joe's right. I'm a serial killer.
Yep.
He did
Whole-
not. He did not say
He's
that
saying
he's a serial
it.
killer.
He's
Or
insinuating it.
It's in his head.
He's
Just wanna clarify.
insinuating it with his answers. He's saying, Joe's right. I'm a serial killer. I enjoy whole leaf lettuce on a sandwich, turkey sandwich, his
Right.
words,
Yep.
and shredded lettuce on an Italian grinder. There was a definite word switch between turkey
He
sandwich,
flipped it. He pulled his Glenn
Italian
Ordway
grinder.
there.
Yep.
Right? He
yep.
did.
Continue.
All right.
In general, I prefer a whole leaf lettuce.
All right, pause. That might be the wildest take in all of takes. To say I enjoy whole leaf lettuce more than shredded lettuce.
You know what? My girlfriend said the same thing. She
It's-
said, no, I think whole leaf lettuce
Yeah.
is better. I'm like,
I genuinely think it depends on the sandwich.
In a,
yeah, I think it depends on
And I say sandwich as in
Yeah, if you're-
grinder, sub, whatever. It depends on what the toppings are.
If you're
what it
having a
is.
sandwich, whole leaf lettuce is great.
No, I consider it all sandwiches. Anything that I can put on bread and eat. A sandwich.
It's a wild take. Is a burger a sandwich?
It if you get mayo on it,
But so mayo makes it a sandwich?
yes. No, it depends. It honestly depends on it's a sandwich. It is a burger is essentially a sandwich. Because you just said meatball.
But what
it's
do you put?
essentially
You don't
the
put
same
shredded
thing.
lettuce on a burger.
yeah, I think we.
put
I
whole
think I
leaf.
approached that on the podcast too.
You
I was like, what about
could.
a burger?
Yeah, but
It-
you
I've
could
been-
put
no,
shredded. I
no,
could put shredded
I've
lettuce
been-
in my Cheerios, but I
Okay,
don't.
But I've been to a place where they did sliders with shredded lettuce on top of it. It's still a burger.
I think the slider you get shredded because a
It's
leaf
smaller.
of lettuce is way
You
too
just
big
cut it.
for
You
a
just cut
slider.
it in half.
Yeah,
and throw it on
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah, I think for cheeseburgers it's whole leaf.
For sandwiches, whole leaf lettuce makes a lot more sense than for a grinder, which has almost like a U shape that you're trying to fill. Now you got fucking whole leaf lettuce sticking all crazy out of it, whereas
But
the
see-
shredded lettuce
but
fits
see,
into it
the
so
top-
nicely.
The keeping the whole thing together as one.
Yeah.
The slice down the middle or the fucking V that Subway used to do, but they don't really do anymore.
Yeah, the V was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that whole point, the only reason why you keep something together is
Mm-hmm.
if you're
Do you remember-
if you're gonna eat a warm with something that's gonna run. If it's cold, you don't need it to be together. It can
Right,
be
yeah,
sliced in half.
No, but it's better
Jersey
when it's
Mike's.
together.
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, but Jersey Mike's is hot.
No,
well you can
no,
get
you
cold,
can
you
get
can
it
get
when
cold
hot.
subs. You can get
But I'm
cold-
saying I had a number 9 tonight.
I
And it
dis-
was cut in half.
I
that.
disagree with how Jersey Mike's makes their
yeah, I
burgers.
don't love that either.
All right,
Also,
I'll
do you
never
remember-
buy you another sandwich from there?
They
again.
are very good.
They're delicious.
They're
but
delicious.
Yeah, I never-
They
I
are
don't like the
delicious
open bread.
sandwiches.
Remember those sentences.
Do you remember when Subway used to put the triangle of bread back on?
That's like
Yes.
the wedge,
Yes.
like the wedge.
When they used to do the
That's what I'm
triangle
talking
thing,
about.
they
Yeah,
used to put it. They used to
they cut
make
the
your
V,
sandwich
yeah.
and then put it back on.
Yeah.
yeah. It'd
That
be
was
like-
that was
like
a
bread-
crazy,
it's like a bread wedge.
crazy thing. Anyway, continue.
All right.
But I also
I
cut
agree
my
with
sandwich.
Joe.
I also cut the bread completely in half, so I have a bottom and a top. I don't keep it connected.
that's not a
folded.
grinder.
That's a grinder.
All right, pause.
Yep.
So this is him saying, bread cut completely in half
Right.
is a grinder.
Right.
Remember this.
Yeah.
This is the part you're about to play. Might literally be 10 seconds later.
Right.
Play.
Okay, so when does the bread connect? Hot dogs? That's it?
No, on a grinder.
Pause. He just said.
Yeah, I followed up with that. Like, wait, on a grinder? He's like, no, a sub, and then he tried to correct
He
himself.
just said.
Right.
I cut my bread completely in half. That's a grinder. Then I'm not joking when I say that's probably 10 seconds later on the audio.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Says the bread connects on a grinder.
Right.
And then I do think you call him out in the next thing.
Okay, yeah, here we go. So that's what I'm saying, a grinder.
A grinder, yeah, where it's
It
connected.
connects.
That's
You
a
said
grinder.
Subway does it wrong.
A sub to
Oh,
me.
okay.
If I'm having a
Oh,
sub,
okay.
if I'm going to call it a submarine sandwich.
Yeah. So then he
Pause.
he doubled down.
If I'm going to call it a submarine
Right.
sandwich, notice the use of the word sandwich when you cut it in half.
Right.
When you disconnect, when you erase the fulcrum,
That's it.
when you erase the fulcrum,
He's toast.
it immediately goes from grinder to submarine sandwich.
Yeah, and he doubled down on the fact that he keeps his bread connected on a grinder.
Yeah, so he's
Right.
saying connected bread is a grinder.
It's a grinder.
And that when you disconnect it,
Oof.
I'm making a submarine sandwich, is what he said.
That's a tough break for him.
Yeah,
It is.
continue.
You use whole leaf lettuce, and I'll tell you why you use whole leaf lettuce, David.
It's chaos.
Theodore Dawson. I will tell you why
my
you use
middle
whole
name.
leaf
Middle name.
lettuce.
I've been
You
calling
use
it that
whole
for
leaf
years.
lettuce because the whole leaf lettuce keeps the entire sandwich together.
Pause. The whole leaf lettuce keeps the entire sandwich together. I agree with him. Whole leaf lettuce works great on a sandwich.
right.
On a grinder,
Yeah.
it is not. He subconsciously knows
Right.
whole leaf lettuce and cut bread
Yeah.
is a sandwich. He
Right.
said it twice now in back-to-back clips. He said, when I make a submarine sandwich, I cut the bread in half,
Yeah.
and whole leaf lettuce keeps your sandwich together.
Right.
I don't disagree with him.
Right.
It works fine for a sandwich. For a grinder, you need a fulcrum and shredded lettuce.
That's true.
All right,
He
I think
agrees.
this is the last one.
All right.
Tell you what,
Rebuttal this.
when Joe listens to this, we can
You
have
can-
we can have a hashtag Dave Speaks 3-way.
Well, I think he's.
And we can
probably
talk
good.
about sandwiches.
Oh,
Yeah, I
pause. Never mind, that wasn't the last one.
Yeah. This is the low.
This is about to be the last one.
All right.
That one, what he just said, we can have a three-way, and we can talk about sandwiches.
Right. Not grinders.
Not grinders.
Yeah.
He's still stuck on the
Stuck on
sandwiches.
sandwich, yeah.
Subconsciously, he knows I'm correct in this.
He's in his own head.
Yeah. This is a full serial killer status. He's
Right.
he's approaching.
He's convinced himself.
He's
that he's
convinced
innocent.
himself that he's not a serial killer, while
Right.
also subconsciously crying out for help, saying, I am a serial killer.
Yeah.
I enjoy whole leaf lettuce, and I think a grinder is cut in half, but he's telling me he doesn't.
Right.
All right, play the last one.
Like subpar sandwiches.
Being a
All right, and then he admits he likes subpar sandwiches at the end.
right,
He
yeah,
says,
yeah, he
he
said
that's
it.
actually his words.
Yep.
He said, I enjoy subpar sandwiches. So that might have been taken out of context,
It may have been.
but you may never know unless you listen to the entire Dave Speaks.
Exactly. Well, Joe, I will have to
It
give
was
you.
taken out of context.
It was that one was a doctor clip, but the rest of it was 100% true.
Yes.
Joe, I think you win the round, my friend.
I would say so.
You win the round. That's a good. You dissected him, and you've destroyed his argument.
When I listened to it in the car,
Yeah.
like I was listening to Dave Speaks driving around, I'm like, he's saying he agrees with me. He doesn't even know he's saying
Right,
it,
yeah.
but he's saying
He's saying that he
while
does.
trying to argue with me, and then at the end throwing shots at me saying I like subpar sandwiches.
Right.
He's actually agreeing with me
Right. Yeah.
subconsciously.
Yeah, he
he
didn't-
said it multiple times.
He didn't even know
A
it.
sandwich is when you cut it in half and use whole leaf lettuce. I agree.
That's
A
frustrating.
grinder
That is frustrating.
needs a fulcrum.
Yeah, I agree.
I,
All right.
I disagree with that, but I'm not gonna.
I think I agree with the whole leaf lettuce and the connected bread.
Yeah, that's what makes a grinder.
But I mean, then you start to get into like, what about a hot dog?
A hot dog doesn't have shredded lettuce on it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
they
So-
put all kinds of shit on a hot dog. Same thing as
Yeah,
a
you go
sandwich.
get like a Philly dog.
Chi-
Those things are
Chicago.
Chicago
I think a
dogs are
Chicago
pretty
style dog has
Yeah.
like
everything.
pickle on it.
I think it's a pickle and a hot dog together. Yeah.
But no shredded lettuce.
Right. Duly noted.
You just make a hot dog grinder.
Yeah.
Oh, and the only other takeaway is MJ is on a level of like
Not tough.
Yeah, very low level of toughness.
Least amount of tough after that.
Like, if there's a degree,
Right.
on like, what's that video game?
Like,
Fallout?
oh, Fallout, right.
Yeah,
right.
his toughness level's way
He
low.
would need that Funko doll that
Yeah.
you purchased, or that we purchased for him. Give him a little +3 there.
He attacked me
He did.
on the grind. You were like,
He just
well,
told me,
Joe.
no, fuck him. He just said, fuck that guy.
He said, fuck him. He doesn't know me enough. Yeah.
He's like, you're like, Joe likes to call himself the grinder guru,
Yeah.
and then he's like, well, he's completely wrong about this, and then subconsciously agreed with me the
you
entire time. But
that's interesting.
I've studied grinders, like,
Right.
you know,
That's
I've been
your thing.
around for 27 years,
Right.
26
He's
years.
been around for 31.
You seem to appreciate his pizza take, though, a little more, I guess, than mine. If there had to be a winner,
No. Because I
think I did win 500 to 31 or whatever. It was.
I am strictly I order the pizza and as it comes, it comes. I'm not a.
He
like,
did say that
Yeah,
he doesn't
he-
like to modify his.
Yeah,
pizza.
I don't
Right.
say, light on the sauce or can you have.
Yeah.
Also, I do think he was being super hyperbolic when he talked about how much sauce you like on your
Of course,
pizza.
right? Yeah. That's what I said. It was not. There's never a point where I'm like, hey, how much?
Like you guys were talking about
triple that.
Like you guys were talking about with the ladle. It's like you put the ladle on, you just kind of swirl it around. You
Right.
just want like another half ladle,
Right.
not like
Yeah,
four
just
more.
More. That's all I want. Just
like,
more.
I prefer a Greek style pizza.
I don't want-
want to taste the sauce, but I don't want it to be the only thing I taste.
I don't
Right,
want
yeah.
I don't want so much sauce that when I bite on it, it like squirts out the sides.
Yeah, I don't like
Right.
that.
Yeah. No, I don't love that.
That's
I don't
not
love
great.
that.
But
I don't love that. I think. Like
I'm not a
said,
sauce modifier guy.
went
I
to
say I
Nino's.
want this pizza.
Yeah, no.
and then
But you find a place that makes this type of pizza
I do think
you
you
like,
like,
yeah.
and get it.
I do think the grandma's pie from Nino's is good though.
It is. It's
I've
saucy.
had it. I've had it.
It's
Yeah.
saucy, but it's good.
It's a different style of pizza, but it
Right.
is good.
It's what do you call it? Neapolitan and then Neapolitan pizza. So
Yeah, Neapolitan.
you struggle with that a lot.
The only take I disagreed with you on for the pizza was that New Haven is the worst style pizza, worst city of pizza.
You're-
I stand by
That
that.
is a crazy wild take.
Stand
That's
by that.
That's like almost as wild as saying I prefer whole leaf lettuce.
What's
on
sad
my
is
grinder.
people from New York drive to New Haven to eat pizza.
Yeah, but people from Connecticut go to New York to get pizza. all
I
the time.
don't go to New York to get
Those
pizza.
people are serial killers.
When you're in New York, you don't stop and get a sliced pizza.
No.
I probably
That's
would.
that's what
I
New
stop
York's
at
fucking famous for.
stop at Katz Deli and get a fucking
I would probably do that
Reuben,
over.
son, and I want to sit at the table that Meg
I might-
Ryan faked a fucking orgasm. That's where I want to sit. That's where I want to get a sandwich,
sick
and
perv.
possibly
New
run
York
into
is famous
fucking
for pizza.
comedians that hang out in there all the time.
I would
York
probably
is
go
famous
to
for
the
pizza.
deli and get a sandwich because it comes with whole leaf lettuce at a deli like that instead
Pizza
of
capital
pizza.
of the world.
And then on my
Where
way
did
back,
it start, though, Dave?
New Haven.
Okay.
you know where
Americanized version of pizza started in New Haven.
You know what else New Haven invented?
What?
The hamburger.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's true. It was a Meriden with the steamed burger.
Louis'
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah, Meriden. Yeah.
Louis' lunch. in
Louis'
New
Lunch,
Haven.
New
Louis'
Haven.
Lunch, right.
They've been offered over $1 million for their location by McDonald's, and they refuse to sell.
Wow. May need to do a pop-up review, not even 4-star sports bar, but just like a 4-star, hey, random.
You can't put ketchup on your burger.
Right.
Yeah, they won't allow you to.
They
And
won't
if you
allow you.
bring in ketchup, they shun you.
Nice.
So I'm
Shame,
bringing.
Yeah, shame.
shame. They
So I'm-
follow you out of the building.
So I'm bringing a bottle of ketchup.
You got to do it. There
well,
you go.
no, you're not gonna go back there. I'm not driving all the way to New Haven.
New
for
Haven
cheese
is-
for a hamburger. It's not even cheeseburger. I don't think it comes with cheese on it.
New Haven is easily the most burnt pizza on any city pizza.
I feel like you've had one New Haven.
No,
style
I've had
pizza.
I've had a ton.
All from Pepe's.
Mostly Pepe's.
Did you ever?
90% of my
Have you
pizza
ever
been
been to
Pepe's.
Modern?
I don't think I've ever been to Modern.
The
I've been to
thing-
was it
Try
You're-
Sally's?
I
the
feel
one?
like you.
Sally's was the other one.
Sally-
that was
I've been to
literally on the
Sally's.
same
I feel
road.
like you are over exaggerating the burntness of the bottom.
No, it's always black.
Just like
No.
MJ
Always black.
was over exaggerating how much sauce you put on the
I'm
pizza.
not- no, I'm
You're
not
making it
saying-
sound like the entire bottom of the pizza is just as black as this table.
No.
And it's like
I'm
there
not saying
are
it's fucking this hard. I'm
there
just
are
saying it's
char
fucking
marks
charred.
on it. But it is not.
It's also
Easily more burnt
in a
than any
brick
other pizza.
oven, and it's the same brick oven for like 80 years.
Yeah, figure it out. Fucking just stop burning
it's
it.
fine.
This is also the same guy that puts his pizza on a pizza stone to
Yeah.
cook it.
Yeah.
It makes the bottom a little bit harder.
The reason why I put it on a pizza stone is because if you put it
Heats
just
it.
on the fucking
Yeah.
rack of an oven, you have
Yeah.
a frozen pizza, it will cook into the fucking thing and it's impossible to get out. But I do like the pizza.
You couldn't
stone
put
a
it
lot.
on a.
I don't know
on
if
a-
that's true.
You can
'Cause
also.
I cook my pizza on my oven all the time, and it comes out fine.
No.
Sometimes it falls in the grill.
It's because you're not putting it on a fucking pan.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't put it on a pan
pizza
either. I
stone's
put it right on the thing,
right on the grill.
But it never
Or
falls through.
The rack part. Yeah, I'm not saying falls through.
It might just
but
be
like
I have a
starts to,
better.
like,
I have a
bolt.
better rack than
You may have a better rack than me. That could be true. It could be true. But the pizza
You've got a
stone's
great
good.
rack.
No, really not. Hey, where'd you get that rack? Fucking the pizza stone, I really do like.
Yeah.
And I like plum tomato. Like I said, rarely burnt. There's a plum tomato in Groton that I grew up on. I like Greek pizza, soft, chewy pizza. It's not burnt, not charred.
I'm not. Greek pizza has been like the staple because in Griswold it's like all Greek pizza places.
Right.
There's no
It's all
any
like
other
family
kind.
pizza. or
There
whatever,
is a
right.
new place that has like more New York, New Haven style pizza.
Yep.
But the delivery time on that is like insane in that place.
1 star.
The service there is like
Yeah.
it's like you wait 2 hours to get food.
Jesus.
Yeah. But so every other place is like Greek style.
Yeah.
It's fine, but I prefer the thin style pizza more
Yep.
than the thicker, more doughy.
Yeah, I don't love
Greek
thick
style.
pizza. Like I don't like deep pan pizza like from Pizza Hut, but I like Greek pizza's that perfect depth for me for pizza.
It is definitely more doughy though than
definitely
like
more doughy.
like a thin style New
Right.
York
Oh
or
yeah,
New
yeah,
Haven
yeah.
pizza.
Yep. All right. Let's get
Now
into
that
the
that-
sports.
I thought we were going to do that in the state of the network.
that probably would have fit.
Yeah,
but I
thought-
just felt like we just had to get it off my chest.
Yeah, all right,
Like,
that's fine.
I wouldn't have been able to
I'm
hold on.
fine dissecting MJ in the very beginning of the podcast.
You did a very
that way
fine
he doesn't
job.
have to. He's probably going to shut it off now.
Yep. Damn it.
MJ,
You just blew
thanks
a
for
whole-
listening.
Blew a whole view right
I
there.
know
but
it's all right. We already got the
we
download.
get the click. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Thanks for listening. You were
Yeah.
wrong. I think
Wrong.
I proved it wrong.
For sure wrong.
I don't disagree with you, MJ, even though you think I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he doesn't think you're an asshole. He just thinks that
Aaron also thinks that
You
Tom
call
Brady's
him.
not the greatest quarterback of all time. So
Yeah.
I mean,
You also compared him to fucking.
I said
shitbag.
there's a parallel in
Don't
their
ever
careers.
said
fucking do that.
there is
There's
a
a
parallel
Don't
in
because
the
if you do that,
careers
he's gonna
of
take
both.
3 steps down.
I said there is a parallel in both the careers of Tom Brady and Kanye
you could
West.
write
That is
you could
fucking
write an interesting narrative. That's all he's saying.
Outlandishly horrible.
Kanye West is known as one of the greatest at what he does too. So.
You just don't like him.
right.
I don't think anything he does is fucking.
Yeah, but you don't need
good.
to. You don't need to. You don't need to. The narrative still kind of exists.
He is
Like you don't have to like him, but he's right. Worldwide perception is that the first 3 albums are great. middle
one
one's
might
more grand.
argue that Kanye West is one of the most important rap artists to ever exist.
Yes, that's true.
He's changed.
Okay, can we
he's-
change the subject?
He's
Because I'm gonna
changed the
start telling
sound.
you how horrible this fucking human being is, and I'm
I'm not
change this-
talking about him as a human
but
being.
I can't let go of that, and I don't like his music. I don't like any of the nowadays rap to begin with.
Well,
I like rap,
Kanye didn't
but I
start his
like
nowadays
rap.
rap. What?
It's like 15 years ago.
I'm talking about all the shit. You're talking about how he's putting out new good albums. I haven't heard anything.
His
good
albums
from him.
now don't sound like nowadays rap.
I just don't like him.
It's true. No, that's fine.
And you can't force me to fucking
No,
listen
he's
to
on
him
your list.
and
I
agree
know
that
what-
he's a good
I know what-
rapper.
You got to take 1 second. Take 1 second and breathe. No one said you have to listen to him. No one said you have to like him. You can say that the world thinks that his first 3 albums are great.
No,
world-
I can say the
sells
world
that.
thinks that he's good, but I also think that a lot of people are fucking sheep.
There are record sale numbers that'll back up the fact that he had the highest selling albums for a long time. That his first 3 albums are his higher selling albums.
Why
than
are we
compared to
talking
his
about
fourth.
this?
Because I'm just explaining the point to you that you can say that the same way that people can say Brady's not great. I don't like Tom
No, I
Brady.
think he's
I think
great.
I think
I
he
don't
left
think he's
Bridget
the
Moynihan
greatest.
when she was pregnant. I think he did shitty
Yeah,
things.
and I think
Whatever.
that's fucked up,
But he
but-
didn't. They had a mutual breakup. She
I'm
came
not-
out. She was complaining
dude.
about it. But no. I'm just saying. But you can just say that the world's perspective is different than yours.
I
That's
was
okay.
just talking.
I'm not saying you
I'm
have to love him.
I actually completely agree with you that Kanye is a fucking
Fucking piece of
crazy
shit.
person.
Yeah. I do
I'm
too.
just saying, career-wise,
Mm-hmm.
you can make a parallel between
I do
the two.
agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
I do agree with that. I don't know if I buy it that they're like the same.
So he's
person.
number 3 on my list now. Thank you guys. For
Doesn't matter.
making that
It doesn't
more
matter. You
important
didn't have
to me.
number 1,
Your
so
list
it didn't
was
matter anyway.
Your list was insane anyway,
Right. That's crazy.
because he wasn't number 1 to begin with.
Right.
And the fact that a Kanye argument would drop him another spot
Has nothing to do with his quarterback.
is also insane.
You brought it up.
It's also the act of a serial killer. That is another.
Aaron is now. I have a serial killer list headed by MJ, followed by Aaron.
All right, let's get
And
into
Dave is a close third because of his pizza take on
New
it.
Haven. Not great. Let's get into the sports this week.
So, speaking of the greatest quarterback to ever walk this planet,
Number 1 on everyone's list. Yeah, that was a good game.
that is not what I expected.
That was a great performance. They played really, really well. I did not expect that either.
I didn't think they would. I thought they would win. I didn't think they would score 41 points in Denver against Denver.
Nope, me neither. Although, like, as the game was happening, we started talking about how, who was it that dropped like 40 on them the week before?
Eagles put 51 up.
51
That was
on
in
them.
Philly, though.
Yeah, a little different, right. But then you're like, well, that defense is not supposed to give up 50 ever if it's a good defense.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Right.
I think the loss of Wade Phillips is humongous.
Definitely, right. And I think you mentioned that earlier in the show, that Wade Phillips is the difference maker for them.
That's what I think, personally.
Weeks ago, we were doing like Pat's season prediction type things, and we were doing the win, lose, whatever. They played really, really well. Defense is now 14th in the league in points allowed.
What did I say?
Yeah, you did say it.
I
12 weeks
said,
from now,
would
the
you be
defense not-
surprised
Right. I
if
know.
weeks from now that they were middle of the pack
Middle of
in
the
the
pack.
defense?
Michael Holly's got a hot take that they're going to wind up in the top 5.
Maybe. I mean, they
They
had
jumped
you-
They didn't record a sack, and
Yeah.
they got Chung got an interception, but
Yeah.
it was the quarterback shouldn't have thrown the ball. It was Brock Osweiler.
It was literally a matter of time before Brock Osweiler
Yeah,
threw
okay.
an
no,
interception.
that's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
he was
Like,
just
I'm not downplaying the
blindly
interception,
throwing
but
the ball to
he's
Emmanuel
not a good
Sanders.
quarterback.
Yeah, he was literally Emmanuel Sanders had a great game,
Oh, he took Malcolm Butler's lunch money.
but he was literally just like there are a bunch of passes where Malcolm Butler is literally right there,
Yeah,
and Emmanuel Sanders just makes a great play on the ball.
Yeah.
And he was. I said it to my dad and my brother when we were watching the game. Like he is literally just throwing the ball at Emmanuel Sanders, whether Malcolm Butler is right there or not.
Right.
He's going to throw a pick. It's a matter of time because eventually either
not
Malcolm
gonna be
Butler is
open.
going to make a play or someone else is going to double team him and he doesn't see it because he's just throwing the ball over there.
Right. That's true.
He took Malcolm Butler to lunch, but he also
Not a great Malcolm Butler game. I'm not
He had-
dogging Malcolm Butler, but that was easily
had,
the most yards catches allowed against him in a long time.
He did also, yeah, but one of his biggest play, I think, of the night was not against Malcolm Butler. It was against Jonathan Jones.
Maybe, yeah. I don't
On that
know.
quick slant. He caught like a quick slant
the
over
quick
the
slant,
middle,
yeah.
and he took it for like 40 yards.
But that in and up, or the out and up,
Yeah,
that he
but
had Butler
also-
on the first play of the game.
that
he
out and
cooked
up,
him.
he literally ran. It was like a quadruple move. Like you
Right,
would
yeah,
think that the
yeah,
defensive
yeah.
line would get to the quarterback by
That
the
was a
time
lot.
he finished running. He ran like a fake. He ran like a double move all the way across the field and then up, and then he
again,
got
yeah.
the pass.
Right. What did Sanders wind up with this week? Do you have?
6 catches for 137 yards. He also was targeted 11 times.
Right, yeah. There was a lot of forced throws there.
Yeah. He was just throwing the ball. Like I know Demarius Thomas got the touchdown, but
Yeah, he had 5 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah. I
He was
thought-
also targeted 8 times.
I thought Gilmore did a good job on Demarius Thomas.
Gilmore did a good job. Bad job with the hand holding, illegal hands, something like that. Bad call. Third, it was and not a bad call by the refs. Like just dumb play.
Yeah, he gets
There was another third down.
It's
stop,
kind of
and then-
like it reminds me of a better the hell is his name? He played for the Pats. He came from Seattle. He's part of-
Browner.
Yeah,
Brandon Browner.
He's like a better Brandon Browner. Where remember
Yeah.
Brandon Browner would get those stupid penalties. He was like
Right.
good for like one a game.
Yeah,
just playing too physical.
Yeah,
And Gilmore feels.
I think
the same
Gilmore's
way.
a better coverage
He's
guy.
a better cover guy.
He's
than
faster.
Brandon
He's
Browner.
faster. Yeah,
But he is physical, so he's going to get those calls.
Yep.
There was so Brady took a deep shot, I think, to Brandon Cooks
Yep.
down the side, and the Denver guy's holding Brandon Cooks' arm,
Yeah, there's a lot of calls in that game that I didn't
and
love.
Brandon Cooks is like
What are we
puts the
doing?
one arm up, and the ref is right there. There's no flag.
The Grunk catch, not catch, was a catch.
It was a catch.
That was clearly a catch.
Yeah.
and that
it
pissed
cost
me
me
off.
big on my fantasy
On
team.
his fantasy team, and then
It would have. I don't think it would have been a
Would've been a
touchdown.
touchdown.
I don't think it would have
it
been.
would have been a touchdown. It would have because he was untouched. He caught it the one, then slid in.
I thought he
was
got
unscathed. Nah, he was fucking. That was free. It was because they called it a touchdown
Initially.
at first, and then no, they
Well,
didn't.
no, they
overturn
called it incomplete.
They called
Yeah.
it incomplete. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why they
yeah.
couldn't. That if they called
Right.
it a catch, it would have stayed a catch. It's because they called it incomplete.
Yeah, that was definitely a catch.
It
And
was
then
a
the
catch.
Then the Broncos had a catch where the ball does touch the ground. Remember that? Where they rolled it. They rolled in.
I was in the bathroom for a portion of the game.
Yeah.
So
They had one where they rolled. I'm like, well, the ball is touching the ground here. It's a catch, probably like one of those ones where everyone.
was
else
that the
gets a catch.
Demarius Thomas touchdown?
I can't remember. It may have even been.
That was the only touchdown of the game, wasn't
Maybe it was Demarius Thomas. Yeah. Yeah, it was 16-41.
Yeah, I think it was a touchdown and 3 field goals.
Yeah, maybe it was the Demaryius Thomas one. I can't remember. But there was a play where I'm like, or maybe it wasn't a touchdown.
Oh.
It may have just been a catch. But I'm like, that's a catch, but the Gronk one isn't. Like, I was frustrated by that game. But yeah, they played great. They got Oakland now, Mexico City, 425.
I ripped into Broncos fans on Facebook.
Good for you.
Because I am sick of this narrative that Tom Brady can't play in Denver.
Yes.
He did finish with only 266 yards.
He had like 9 incompletions.
He was 25. He was 25 for 31.
Yeah.
34. Sorry.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. He had a great game.
Yeah. He was
3 touchdowns.
What was his rating?
He was sacked once. So
that's the thing.
Okay, so what I was gonna say about that is you only gave up 1 sack the whole game.
No Marcus Cannon.
The other thing is Von Miller.
Yeah.
He recorded 1 tackle.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know I'm the only one that's gonna say this, but since he's been off the juice, been slowing down.
This is the second year in a row Von Miller was neutralized, because last year when they only won by they only scored 16 points, but Von Miller didn't even show up on the stat sheet pretty much.
Right, yeah. That's like classic Bill Belichick, where it's like eliminate their best player and then make the other guys beat you. Like if Wolf had a big game, I wouldn't have been surprised. It's like, okay, like he's the one they're letting go free. But they did a good job just taking the defense out. But Von Miller specifically really
he's supposed to be the guy like a J.J. Watt. Can't block him. He's going to make his plays no matter what. By the end of the game, he's going to wear out whoever he's playing against, and he's going to get his stats.
Yeah, J.J. Watt, too, is another guy who Bill Belichick always neutralizes. He never plays a factor against the pass.
Yeah, the only time he had a real good game against the pass, I believe, was Jacoby Brissett's. Even they won 31-0 or whatever. But he got after it.
Also, Marty Bennett was active.
Yep, played well.
You know who was inactive in his place?
Mike Gillislee. What's going on there?
So, he's fallen all the way down.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think they need him. It just comes down. And you know what?
I was high on the signing.
It is
at this point, I don't think you need him.
It was an experiment. It didn't work. It didn't cost them a lot.
Right.
I think he was like a 5th round pick or 4th round pick that they had to give up for him.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah.
So, whatever. He's not, and I don't think he's going to stay here. He'll be gone next year.
Yep.
So
it's just I love picking him up. He led the NFL in yards per carry.
I still think they need him. I think Rex Burkhead and Deion Lewis are running
really well.
Really well. You keep him. Obviously, you keep him for the rest of the year, just in case Deion Lewis gets hurt or something like that.
Yeah.
Rex Burkhead looks fucking great, man.
He looks real good. Of all the guys, other than
I thought he was going to be the guy. Like before they signed Gillislee, I thought I was fine with. He's always looked like when he took over running back duties in Cincinnati in that week 17, they didn't need to win or whatever.
Yeah.
They sat their running backs. They played Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
He played great.
Mm-hmm.
He played great on special teams.
Yeah, he did both. Yeah, he
did great on special teams.
Right, and that's huge Bill Belichick meter for him. Like
Bill Belichick. I didn't listen to the interview he did on Dale and Holly the day after or whatever, but he had to have like a just complete raging boner the whole time.
Oh, special teams touchdown.
Yeah, his special teams just went off.
Special teams takeaway.
Yeah, they just Lewis had the return for a touchdown.
You ever seen South Park with the Clue brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a raging Clue. Bill Belichick had a raging Clue the
every
whole
time there's a special teams play. He's just like freaks out.
Oh!
What do you guys think about Oakland? I am no longer worried about this game.
No,
I am completely bought into the Patriots. I think that they've got it.
Not only that, but I'm bought out of Oakland.
I don't
think that even makes sense. It's not a real term.
I bought out. Well, yeah, you can bought out or something. Yeah,
you can buy out.
You can buy it. I don't know. Both.
You know what? It could be one of those things where does Butler always play bad in Denver? And this is going to segue into this week.
No,
they're playing in Mexico City, which is another mile-high city.
Right.
If altitude plays into his game, there was what's his name that he's in with ESPN now, but he used to play for Pittsburgh. He could never play in Denver. The one time he tried, Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
Every time he tried to play, he played there once. He fucking almost died.
And
they had to get him out of there, make him leave the city because he was too high. The altitude fucked with his body so much.
I forgot about
Malcolm Butler had a decent game last time they played. I don't know. Emmanuel Sanders came out on Twitter and was like, "Malcolm Butler can't guard me. My 2-year-old can run cover 2 or whatever."
Right.
But he held Emmanuel Sanders to 3 yards three catches for 56 yards or something like that.
Yeah. And I like the fact that they were kind of like Kevin was talking to me later, and he said like I don't like the fact they were slapping hands and they're all buddy. He said obviously they have some sort of friendship or relationship, you know what I mean? Because like after he burned him on the quadruple up and in and out and up again or whatever the Konami code route, they gave each other a high five, tapped each other on the helmets, and they kind of like smiled with each other and talked. You could tell it was sort of like, hey, you got me.
I'll get you in the next one.
Yeah, I'll get you in the next one. You got me. You know, whatever. I have no problem with that.
I like Malcolm Butler. I think he's feisty. So I mean,
yeah,
whatever. Absolutely. If he's not going to be feisty with everyone, but
yeah.
I think he's gone.
Yeah,
You know what though? Malcolm Butler might be gone. Vontae Davis is going to be out there, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, and if he's not, I would not be surprised if the Giants let go of Janoris Jenkins. He's been playing awful this year, but he is a good corner.
Yeah.
And I mean, there might be opportunities out there to upgrade the cornerback position. If you let go, I don't want him to let go of Malcolm Butler. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it might be. If you're gonna let him go, it might be the offseason to do it. There might be some really good cornerback talent.
I think they might swallow that pill and eat some of the contract to Stephon Gilmore and offer Butler a contract.
Maybe.
I think there might be a little bit of that. Or they could franchise him. I mean, now that Garoppolo's gone.
Yeah, maybe that makes room for
him for a year, and you know, I mean, that's.
I mean, who else do they have to pay?
Right, their free agency nightmare was last year.
Well, I was gonna say, I think this year the big thing is once Solder's gonna be gone, you're probably not gonna re-sign him unless you get him back on a sweetheart deal to keep him a Patriot for life.
Did they lose? They drafted a tackle.
Yeah.
Did he get hurt?
They do every year.
Yeah, I can't remember. You're right. They did grab one. I can't remember what his name is now.
I think he's just like on a practice squad guy, or like
might be true.
Not like a practice squad guy. I think he's just a depth guy at this point. Like he's not playing.
Like
maybe they're grooming.
Waddle or whatever.
They have Adrian Waddle.
Or maybe they kick Marcus Cannon to left tackle, and Adrian Waddle plays right. He played fine.
Right.
Adrian Waddle played fine. He was on Von Miller for most of the night. Von Miller, didn't
like we said, it's fucking irrelevant. So what do you guys think about Oakland? I'm not worried.
Like I said, I think it's the mile high for me. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. They're staying out there to continue to practice.
They're in Colorado.
They're in Colorado Springs. Yeah.
Yeah, they were practicing at the Air Force Academy.
Yep. You saw they had the parachute guys landed?
Yeah. Per the request of the Air Force. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was their idea, the Air Force's idea, to have the Pats stay there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's neat.
No, I think it's I don't want to say it's a trap game.
Mm-hmm.
But this could be one of their losses that towards the end of the season when you're like, I mean, they were riding a high. They ended up going to fucking they shot their wad in Denver, and then now they have to have this week to kind of bring them back down to earth. Yeah. Next week they'll come back with fucking fire.
I think they might have figured it out.
I think so too.
Maybe.
I think Denver's offense sucks. Denver's offense does suck. So I don't want to overshoot on the defense, but the defense did what the defense is supposed to do.
What's Aaron's famous line?
Car?
What is your excuse?
What is your car?
You said Julian Edelman's out.
Right.
What are they going to do to adopt? And I think you're seeing it now. The running backs.
Right.
The running backs.
Yeah, that's
which is what I was saying the entire time. James White should eventually just be a slot guy.
Which he is.
The only thing is
now they're just using it's either James White or Deion Lewis or Rex Burkhead. It doesn't matter.
Well, here's the thing. The only thing is with this game especially, because if you want to just kind of put this in like a nutshell, James White only had 3 catches for 11 yards and
a touchdown.
Yes, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Rex Burkhead had a touchdown.
Burkhead had a touchdown, but he was 3 for 27.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you can't downplay that they didn't catch touchdowns.
Did Lewis have any catches?
Lewis didn't have any catches.
No.
Lewis didn't have any catches. James Devlin, 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
He had the same amount of stats as Philip Dorsett. 2 catches for 16 yards.
So 1/3 of their completions, he had 24 catches to the backs, Devlin included. 8 catches with them combined. That's 1/3 of his plays to the running backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or out of his completions.
So it's 8 receptions to the running backs?
8 receptions to the running back, 3 and 2. Yeah.
Just
with
imagine,
the fullback.
Imagine it, Edelman.
Right.
You know what I mean? 8 receptions for Julian Edelman.
Right.
For,
Yep. No, I think I agree with that too.
Almost 80 yards. It's like that's what they figured out.
Yeah.
And they've been running a pretty good balanced attack. Like I actually think that making Gillislee inactive has made them less predictable because a lot of times it was like, we're going to put Gillislee on the field and we're going to run the ball.
Right.
But since Gillislee's not there,
right.
You got they put Rex Burkhead on the field. They put Dion Lewis on the field. What are they going to do? Are they going to run the ball?
Pass.
There was literally a series in the Broncos game where they come out and Brady's under center and they run, I think, single back. No, I form.
Yeah.
With Cooks out there and Gronk.
Yeah.
And maybe Bennett.
Yep.
Devlin in the backfield. And then the very next play, they no huddle to gun.
Mm-hmm.
Devlin split out.
Yeah, right.
Fucking Burkhead split out, and Brady's in shotgun.
Yeah.
And it's like... No,
you're fine, right? Like
the defense has to run the same personnel probably, because they didn't sub anyone,
right? Or so no, they try to.
They tried to, and they tried to, and they with that 12 man on the field.
Yeah,
always,
because the offense didn't sub anyone, they just changed their formation.
Right.
That means they don't have to wait for the defense to sub.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because if the offense subs out, then you have to wait for the defense to sub out.
Yeah.
But if the offense doesn't sub out,
right. Brady's the best in the league.
Good luck,
we talk about it a lot.
Well, no, I was going to say there was one play where when we were watching where there's two guys running off the field, and they didn't call it. I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, I saw that too.
They must have just gotten
and
off
I was like,
or something.
There's no way both those guys got off the field.
Brady would freak if he was like, "Hey, there's 2 men on the field." You know what I mean? Like he normally freaks about that.
I think they were winning enough where he was just like, "I'm not going to lose my shit."
Or they gained 5 yards anyway.
Right? The punter got him.
The punter, He
got him not getting off the field.
Yeah. They're very situationally aware, which is water's wet.
I was going to say, what did Rex Burkhead block? Was it a punt or a field goal?
He blocked the punt. He blocked a punt.
95% of teams that block a punt in a game win the game.
That's crazy.
So I think it's in the 90s. 90% of teams that block a punt. It's a huge swing.
Right. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I forgot about the blocked punt too. So they had a kick return, the muff punt recovered, and the blocked punt.
The kick return. So they kick the Broncos kick the ball off to the Pats.
Yeah.
The Pats essentially go 3 and out.
Right.
Right. Punt the ball away.
Yeah.
They muff the punt.
Right.
The Broncos muff the punt. The Pats get the ball back, move all the way down the field, score their touchdown.
Right.
And then the Broncos get the ball. And I think that's the punt block.
Probably two in a row.
2 in a row. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Might have an issue with your snapper and punter.
Yeah.
But I think the Pats only managed a field goal out of the punt block.
I
think they stalled.
I think no matter what, get points.
Yeah. Always score.
They stalled out.
Yeah, always score. Yeah. They. I think they have figured it out. Like I said, defensively, not the greatest matchup performance. Like I think how they played against Atlanta is much better because the talent on Atlanta is much better.
Yeah.
But good defenses play good defense against bad offenses.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you got to be better in those games.
It sucks because I was talking so much trash about how I think Jonathan Jones has been playing really good, and then Emmanuel Sanders rips like a 40-something yard reception.
I mean, it's
I was like,
happen,
how many times do you hear whoever Jonathan Jones covered name called, and then Emmanuel Sanders?
Emmanuel Sanders like the real deal though. Too. You know
but
what I mean?
Like, also, if you watch the play, Jonathan Jones is like backed off a little.
Mm-hmm.
And Emmanuel Sanders literally just goes and catches the ball. It's like Jonathan Jones doesn't even have time to cover it.
Yeah, you can't close.
And he just takes off.
The big thing that I noticed also watching the game was the worry of, how are we going to replace Hightower's ability to play the middle of the field?
Fucking Van Noy.
And fucking Harris showed up.
Yeah.
He blocked a pass. He's older, so I think that's what it is. Like he's just a veteran that knows where to be.
Grind his way into it.
Yeah. He's towards the end of his career, Brewski. Towards the end of his career,
like Junior Seau for the past.
Like Zach Thomas. He's shorter,
right,
stout. He's a run stuffer, but he can play the game because he knows where to be.
What's Van Noy's contract situation?
I think
I want to say he got re-upped this year.
Yeah, I think he signed an extension recently.
Yeah, that could be true. I know when they acquired him, I thought he was on a 2-year deal last year and this year from Detroit. I thought that they added a couple years to him.
I think they did.
That's if memory serves me right.
There's a bunch
of contracts that flew out. Remember, like Edelman got an extension, and then we were talking about like Edelman's going to leave this year. That's why they got Cooks. Oh, never mind. Edelman scored. He got himself an extension.
I can't wait for him to come back.
Yeah,
next year.
That's true. Yeah, I am pumped about that. He's just an exciting player. He's a good player to have on your team. I mean, he just makes.
I miss him. Yeah. I just think he adds a lot to the team. Even him on the sideline.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's get into. You got the scores? Or not the scores, but the games. Yeah. All right, let's get right into it.
He signed a 2-year contract extension with the Patriots this offseason.
Okay.
September 8th of 2017.
Yeah.
So this year he
Yeah,
signed
that's
right before
so
the
he's
season.
Yeah.
so he added a 2 years on to what his 1 year
So
left.
we have him this year, next year, and the year
Year
after.
after. Yep. Yep.
Nice, good, because he's
a good player.
He's really shown up.
So solid. Like, so fucking... He's like everything I liked about Akeem Ayers when the Pats acquired Akeem Ayers.
Yeah.
And then it was like, he's going to be gone this year. You know what I mean? Like, he knew it. But I'm glad that they got Van Noy for the long term. He's solid. Real solid. All right, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
To me, all you gotta do is make a decision. That's it.
Take a look inside my crystal ball.
All right. I opted not to call my shot.
Who won? I have no idea.
Oh, this is news here. Aaron won.
Nice.
Do you like apples?
How about them apples?
How about them apples? Like, oh, God damn it.
I had no idea. Did we get a message?
Pen goes flying. Nope, no one knew. Pen goes flying. Almost took Joe's eye out.
The pen got Gronk spiked.
Pen got Gronk spiked.
Probably broken.
Aaron struck. That was with the power of 1,000 suns. It
bounced pretty hard.
That strictly backs up my theory that Aaron's at the top of serial killer list. I saw the anger.
That was a silent assassination.
I haven't played football in like
he just killed
3
that
years.
pen.
Yeah.
Killed the pen,
pen
and
in his
almost took
first
Joe
victim.
out with him.
Yeah,
almost took Joe out with him.
I almost got neck stabbed with a pen through the air, right in the jejunum.
Yeah, just right there. What is it?
The jejunum.
Jejunum. That's it. I was gonna say jujitsu. But that's not it.
Jejunum strike.
Jejunum strike.
I won even though I picked the Bills.
That's intense. Now, check me if I'm wrong here. Did you say that if I did what I should have done, we would have tied?
Yeah.
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 You picked.
Pick the cards.
Yeah, dumbass.
If you hadn't picked the cards, we would have tied.
What do we have for scores?
God, how
for the
bad
Pats
did
game?
I do?
Score, I would have won.
You would have won.
Yeah, because I literally I guessed the highest Pats score. Mm-hmm. You guessed the highest Denver score.
What did we guess?
I guess 10, I think.
I guessed 27-10.
Yep, 37 points, yep.
You were 24-13.
That's a tie again.
Yeah.
That's a tie again. Then that's just a fucking game of Rochambeau. See what happens.
Well,
that would have been interesting.
Did I do awful?
You guys both got 6 losses.
Oh, all right.
And you got 5,
Yep.
right? Yeah, so you got us by a game.
Huh?
Son of a
I
beast thing.
forgot what it was, the one that like tripped you guys up.
I got the cards wrong, so you got me there. It must have been something we differed on then, because I would have lost by 2.
Oh, you know what it was? It was the Titans that got you guys. Titans won.
Titans won. Who they play?
Bengals.
Oh, that fucking game. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We both picked the Bengals, huh?
Yep. No. That's what cost you guys the week.
Son of a bitch. All right. So, what do we got for this week?
So this week,
again, we record on Wednesdays.
Yep.
So the Thursday night games, it comes out after the game's over. We're not cheating you.
Yeah.
This is a Wednesday.
So the Thursday night game is Titans at the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers.
Got to go Pittsburgh here.
As much as I would like to see Pittsburgh lose, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
100% agreed. I really want them to lose. That Week 15 matchup might be real important.
They did lose Joe Hayden, though.
That's good. I mean, not good, but
he's hurt. He's done. So
Lions at the Bears.
Lions.
I'm going with the Lions as well.
I'm going to go Bears.
Hot take, Dave.
He's not calling this shot.
Well, we'll see how I feel after.
Ravens at the Packers.
That's not how it works, Dave. You don't see how you feel after. You call your shot pre.
I've always called my shot. You're right.
You call your shot
before.
pre.
I do it before. Yeah.
This week I'm going to do it, and then you pick. What was it? Ravens at Packers.
Ravens at the Packers.
Ravens. As much as I fucking hate.
I think the Packers are going to win that game.
Yeah, the Packers won last week.
Yeah, they played and they played well with them too.
Who did they play? Chicago.
Not that that's a great win, but are
they,
the Ravens and Bears similar?
I think the Ravens have a better defense.
Yeah, but their offense is.
I don't know.
Not saying the Bears is great either.
I cannot believe
you also have
I honestly
that
cannot believe that the Ravens offense is this bad.
It is shocking.
It is like historically bad.
I'm going to go Packers. What do you got, Aaron?
I went Packers.
Packers, yeah.
Yeah, so I went Ravens, yeah.
Jags at the Browns.
Jags. This now, actually, no. I'm gonna let you guys pick first.
I'm going with the Jags.
Jaguars.
All right, I figured you guys would all pick the Jaguars. There might be a storm.
Yeah.
Hitting Cleveland, like potentially a snowstorm.
Get real muddy, get real nasty out there. Cleveland football.
I mean, I'm still picking Jags.
The Jags would still run the ball.
They're just a better team.
They have the best running back in the game right now.
Correll's waking up.
And Leonard Fournette was not good last week. I think he had like 20 rushes.
He also had to come back from
like
not
20
playing
yards.
the week before.
And Blake Bortles attempted 50 passes.
The Browns are winless still?
Yeah.
Still winless. Yeah, they're 0-9 or whatever the fuck it is.
There's no winless teams anymore, right?
Yeah, the Browns.
The Niners beat the Giants. No, I mean other than the
Browns.
Yeah.
Other than the Browns, yeah.
Somebody told me that. They're like, can you imagine if like, I forgot who it was. They're like, yeah, we're playing for the number one pick. I'm like, you still have to have to lose more than Cleveland.
Do Cleveland have multiple picks in the first round again?
They might because all their trade outs last year.
And I know you don't watch college football, but Aaron does. I honestly think the Browns shouldn't take a quarterback with their first pick, and they should take Baker Mayfield later in the first round.
Maybe if you're gonna go out for a quarterback, I'd prefer them to be like, listen, obviously all these fucking quarterbacks aren't worth it. Let's go.
I don't know.
Like
this is supposed to be
commodity. Like no, I get it. I'm just saying, if I was Cleveland, I'd get a guy that knows how to play in the NFL.
Oh, I forgot to bring this up.
Yeah, why risk it? I guess
I forgot to bring this up. My worst fears might happen. From the very first episode I was on the podcast, what was my worst fear?
Oh, that the Tyrod Taylor's going to go to the Broncos.
Tyrod Taylor got benched.
Yeah.
Peterman is going to start, and there's verbiage in his contract that gets the Buffalo Bills out of it. Would make him a free agent.
Yeah.
If you're John Elway and you do not try and get Tyrod Taylor in a Denver Broncos uniform, you deserve to be fired because he is cheap, and he is good
and wildly better than what you got.
And you don't think he's going to end up in New York next year?
And he's mobile enough.
New York's a good one.
He's mobile enough
either one of the New
to
York
solve
teams?
your offensive line problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't either one of the New York teams pick him up?
Maybe
they could, but if you're John Elway,
I'd imagine the Giants are gonna. The Giants are gonna go for a big young quarterback, one of the ones in the draft.
Yeah,
Eli still got a year.
Somebody said that to me. They were like, "Yeah, the Giants are going for the number one pick," and I was like, "You have to be worse than the fucking Browns, and you're not worse than the Browns."
They don't really
even
need the number one pick. They're just gonna go after one of those big young quarterbacks. So Rosen or.
Whatever one's
the other.
Yeah, I mean, there's already talks that they're going to get rid of Eli.
The Jets do need a quarterback.
Would the Browns go after Eli if he's on the market?
Maybe.
Not for cheap, but like...
if you're the Browns, though...
1 year.
Why?
Why not? If you want the get your quarterback, like you're saying, later in the first round, you pick up your quarterback... You go and get Eli just to mentor him for 1 year.
The only reason I think the Browns
don't play him. Let him watch.
The only reason I think the Browns should get Baker Mayfield is because I think he's going to go a little later in the first round, like mid.
Yep.
And he's by far and away the front runner for the Heisman right now.
Yeah.
And
I like the kid out of Penn State.
He is nasty. He plays really well in big games.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield. And
which Cleveland will not be in.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's a playmaker.
Yep.
Now, I know he has a lot of things that remind me of Johnny Football when he was in college.
Yeah.
But he's also more prototypical quarterback than Johnny Football.
But isn't that why they went out this year and drafted the kid out of Notre Dame?
Yeah, but Notre Dame, DeShone Kizer played for a losing team. Oklahoma's like one of the best teams in the country.
No, I'm saying like he's a guy that is mobile.
Yeah, DeShone Kizer. The thing I don't like about DeShone Kizer is he had in college he had like a sub 60% completion percentage.
I mean,
he played for a bad team.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what it is. This year they're good.
Right.
The year before they weren't so hot.
Baker Mayfield, I think, has above 60% completion percentage, and his team is very good, and he's mobile. He's just not a. The scouts fall in love with those fucking quarterbacks that are like...
The other thing, like, you know how we talk about, like, quarterbacks and the systems, and they come from a certain colleges, and a lot of these colleges, they have the reputation of either being great at developing quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, Penn State with linebackers.
Yeah. Right.
Penn State is horrible with their running backs going pro.
Yeah.
They say that kid from Penn State, the running back,
he's legit.
Is better than Ezekiel Elliott was coming out.
Yeah,
of
no,
college.
he's legit.
Yeah, he's nasty.
But the big issue with Oklahoma, like, there's never a good they've had quarterbacks win the Heisman.
The other thing about
go undefeated in college.
The other thing about
and
him,
they suck.
The other thing about him is he carries that team because Oklahoma's defense is trash, and he has to score. He has to put up points for them to win. It'd be just like playing for the Browns. Like, your defense is trash. You have to put up points.
But here's the difference. Cleveland's defense is going to be better next year.
The only thing is, fucking Hugh Jackson has to let him play. Don't pull him.
Well, there's your first thing.
Worry.
Get rid of fucking Hugh Jackson.
That's what I think, too.
All right, so next game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the Jags.
I'm sticking with
Jags.
All this Browns talk.
Yeah,
just
exciting.
It's got me
Most
all
exciting team
I'm
in the
okay
NFL.
if I lose this one.
Most exciting team in the NFL.
Cards at the Texans.
Ugh.
You guys want to talk about fucking awesome quarterback matchups?
Yeah, Savage.
This is
Savage versus Drew Stanton.
Tom Savage versus Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, that's right.
Because Drew Stanton got hurt.
Yeah. Whew. I'm gonna go Texans.
I think the Texans are just a better team.
Yeah.
I'm going Texans.
Yeah.
Although, I'm going Cardinals.
You're gonna go Cardinals?
Yep. Sorry.
Cross
I'm
that
sorry.
out. Cross that out.
I'm sorry. I think the Cardinals might have a better defense.
You're gonna autograph this before you leave, so you can say that you saw it.
I saw this happen.
Rams at the Vikings. I'm going Rams.
I'm gonna go Rams too. Yeah.
Number one offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'll go Rams. I am intrigued by the Vikings. Did you see that stat that got put up comparing Case Keenum this year to Tom Brady's first year in the NFL?
Yeah,
first year as the starting quarterback.
Don't you ever? I'd rather him be compared to Kanye West than Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. Revenge game, right? Case Keenum was the quarterback for the Rams, correct?
Was he?
I thought.
Maybe, yeah.
He must have been one of those guys.
Last year, before Jared Goff, wasn't it Case Keenum?
It may have been.
No, it was.
Revenge game.
Yeah. He was on, that was on Hard Knocks, I think, last year.
There was the quarterback controversy or whatever.
Yeah, because I know he was on the Texans originally, right? Or Cardinals?
He's been on a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
Let's
just, I remember when
there
he
was a
talked
quarterback. There was a
he's
quarterback.
been on at least 4 teams.
Yeah.
There was a quarterback controversy with the Rams last year where it was like, we're going to play Case Keenum, and then
they played him the first couple of weeks.
And then they switched to Jared. So, revenge game.
I'm going Rams.
I'm still going Rams.
Damn it.
No. You know what it is? The Vikings, their defense has been good. Last week didn't look so hot.
They are playing in Minnesota, though.
They are, but it's also indoors.
Jared, go off.
He's got like 660-something yards and 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, no interceptions or something like that.
Jared, go off.
Redskins at the Saints.
Saints.
The Saints are Super Bowl bound.
I don't disagree with you.
They look amazing.
They look like they're on a rampage.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Those twin running backs, Kamara
6
and Ingram,
rushing touchdowns
are just. It's like a dual rushing attack.
You know what? You know what made their team better?
Trading Adrian Peterson.
Getting rid of that fucking horrible, overweight bag of luggage.
It was like they took a switch to their team.
Yeah,
they got rid of their. They got rid of their checked luggage and just went with carry on.
I don't know what's
really
Sean Payton. I don't know what he has against Ingram.
Mark Ingram. I don't know why
I
he
called
hates
him
his
Melvin
guts.
Ingram
That's interesting.
on the field
goal.
goal, and then I was like,
no,
isn't that
a
he's a linebacker?
Rusher?
Yeah, or a defensive lineman.
There you go.
Mark Ingram. Yeah, he has something against him. I don't know what it is.
He hates his fucking guts. I don't know
He
why.
plays well every time.
It's been really good for them.
Chiefs at the Giants.
Chiefs.
I
almost didn't let you finish that sentence. The Giants are playing anyone. They're losing.
The oppo.
I don't think the Giants win another game. I don't.
The Bucks of Tampa Bay.
Okay. I got it.
At the Dolphins.
Mike Evans back?
Mike Evans back.
I'm going Bucks.
I'm going Buccaneers. The Dolphins look terrible.
God. They look so
they're
bad.
4-5?
Yeah, a low-key 4 wins, which is crazy. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Bucks as well.
The Pats need to get through this game. against Oakland. If they win,
yeah,
then they play all their AFC East games.
Right, and then Pittsburgh.
2 against Buffalo, 2 against Miami.
1 against the Jets, 1 against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
The Pittsburgh one.
Here's the weird one. The 4:05 game. Bills at the Chargers. Why 4:05? I do not know, but that's what it says on ESPN.
That's the kickoff time.
Yeah, but like the second games are usually 4:25.
Yeah,
this one specifically says 20 minutes earlier.
I thought there was normally they normally were 4:05 and then there was 1 or 2 4:25s. I thought.
Not that I know of.
I don't know.
It's on Fox, and the other ones are like not.
Oh, there might not be a Fox game beforehand.
Okay,
that might be. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
Because if they
just happened to see it on there, and I was like, I wrote it down. I was like, 4:05 question mark.
Because some weeks only one network does a doubleheader.
Yeah.
So if you're not doubling, I think you can start at 4 because you don't have a overlap game.
Okay.
I think.
What is it?
Bills at the Chargers. I see
what the Bills are broken.
See, here's what fucked me is I wrote it down, and I'm gonna have to have you both sign this afterwards.
Yeah.
I wrote down my pick, and then they went and benched their quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm changing my pick.
Yeah.
Chargers. I'm changing my pick.
That is right.
Yeah, that's an important.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Important detail.
I almost picked the Bills because I completely forgot.
So did I. Yeah, I'm going
I shouldn't have told you.
Right.
You don't even have to sign it. There's audio proof.
We have. Yeah, you were on record. You're taking the Chargers.
I'm gonna do this like work. I'm gonna have you guys sign it.
Sign initial. Please put II next to that.
2 Roman numeral 2.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. They make us write II when there's something.
Yeah, like lowercase II.
Yeah.
Incomplete invoice.
Nope.
Oh.
Doesn't always fit. But that was a good guess. Just a good crack at it.
The Bengals at the Broncos.
That's so fucking tough because I still can't believe that the Broncos defense is that bad, and the Bengals offense isn't that good, and it's in Denver.
They started playing your boy there.
Oh,
Mixon.
And
he's been
and the Denver Broncos offense is bad.
It wasn't AJ Green out last week.
He got suspended for fucking putting.
So now he's back too.
I'm picking Cincy. Maybe the Broncos are broken. Maybe they don't like their coach. Maybe they quit playing. I don't know. Maybe
Broncos and Marv Lewis gets fired this year.
He should. It's about time.
That's just my guess. We'll follow up.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
The Bengals. I said Broncos, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I wrote down.
Thank you.
So the Mexico 4:25 game, Pats at the Raiders. It's Mexico City.
At Mexico versus the Raiders.
Yeah.
Patriots. And I'm going to go 38-17.
I like that score. I'm going Patriots too. If they put 40 points up against Denver, Oakland's defense is nowhere near as good. I'm going to go another 40 burger. 48.
I'm going to talk to you here real quick. Blocked punt, muff punt return, special teams touchdown.
41.
Okay. There you go.
I'm just going to replace those special teams touchdowns with regular offensive touchdowns because I think that's probably a defensive equivalent.
I like that.
24.
I like that.
Raiders.
Okay.
34-28.
You think the Raiders win, huh?
In Mexico City?
2 weeks
in a row.
Listen,
Mile High.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. For some reason, call it what you want. The refs seem to really rule in the Raiders' favor whenever they play in Mexico City.
Yeah.
I
dig it.
Yeah. Have you seen those crowds?
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
Literally, referees and
not Patriot friendly.
No, not even that. If those fans turn on you,
right,
they have no problem jumping the wall, and killing the referees in Mexico.
Just saying.
South America is legit about their sport.
I'm not saying there's shady things that go on. I'm just saying
it's still North America.
It seems
No, but it's attack. I get what you're saying, Dave, but it's part of.
I got you.
Oh, Jesus Christ! There's countries that are attached to the bottom of Mexico that are part of South America.
Yep. You're right. I got you. Right.
You just have to be
well,
that.
there's Central America.
And how America's looking, they don't want them to be a part of North America anyway.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I get that element. I just think the Patriots are going to score touchdowns. Like you know what I mean? Like,
I'm
score points.
Once again, I'll say this again.
You say that until Gronk catches a touchdown, and then they go offensive pass interference.
Yeah, valid.
As I always say, the last time I picked against the Patriots, I hope I'm wrong.
Right? Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yep.
I'm okay if I get this wrong.
Yep. No, I get it.
I hope you're wrong, because then I win the point too. So
there you go. No, I mean if you guys tie,
right? That 41 might be looking real big.
I hope it's looking small. I hope they put like 75.
I know. You're right.
You know, the Ravens might come back to bite you.
Yeah.
I did pick the Ravens. Yeah.
Ravens Bears, was that one?
No, Pack.
Yeah. The Ravens don't seem to have any bite in them.
So the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Eagles at the Cowboys.
Eagles. The Cowboys looked so bad.
It depends on if their left tackle
and
plays.
He's officially
suspended.
He's not going to appeal now.
Yeah, he withdrew.
He withdrew his appeal.
Yeah. It depends on if the left tackle plays. I don't know if the left.
I still think Philly beats him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Philly just because I think that they're a better team. But I do
Philly's
think
going to fall here.
I do think if the left tackle was playing for the Cowboys, it would be a much closer game. But if he's not there, I mean, the dude they put in to replace him,
right?
Adrian Claiborne had 6 sacks.
Yeah,
that's crazy
by himself against Dallas.
The guy that I wanted New England to go get. Yeah. That could have gotten him for like nothing.
Yeah, pennies on
I don't know if that's because Adrian Claiborne is good, or is because that dude is that bad.
Right.
Like
I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh yeah,
I think Adrian Claiborne was a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah.
And he's always been
the dude announcing the game was like dumbfounded by how bad this tackle was. Like he's like, I've never seen offensive tackle play this bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
Well, I mean, when you get that far down on the depth chart.
I mean, Dallas is also used to having a guy who's been like a fucking top left tackle in the NFL for multiple years.
What do we got for Monday night?
The Monday night game. Falcons at the Seahawks.
Falcons are broken.
Even
though they won big, they're still broken.
I think the Seahawks might be broken too. No Richard Sherman.
Yeah, he's done.
And it's Seahawks at the Falcons, so it's not in Seattle?
No, it's Falcons at the Seahawks. That's the reason why I picked the Seahawks. I'm picking the Seahawks because I think they have to travel and they have to deal with Seattle.
I'm going to go with the broken narrative, but I think that the Falcons are broken, so I'll go with Seattle too. But I do think this game is closer than people probably think it will be. No Richard Sherman does hurt them.
Yep. No, when I saw that, I was like, holy shit.
And
what does that do for the Seahawks?
And that offense has looked really bad.
Yeah. Their running backs are tough to play. For a team that used to run the ball very well.
Yeah.
They have not replaced it well at all.
When I'm doing advice on Joe's Fantasy Field Goal,
just don't play.
I get to Seattle, I'm like, you play Russell Wilson,
Doug Baldwin.
You play Doug Baldwin, you play Jimmy Graham, and you stay the fuck away from their running backs.
Jimmy Graham just lights it up, and then everybody else kind of picks up his leftovers.
You know, I thought Seattle was really going to play this year. Like, I was high on them. I think I picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
I think he did, yeah.
And I just don't think they have it. I'm not afraid of them.
I think
the Pats, if they went to the Super Bowl, I would feel very confident the Pats
like I said, I think it's...
Especially without Richard Sherman.
Without Richard Sherman.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fork in them. We both still pick Seahawks. Because they're at home. It's the Falcons are broken.
Yeah, the Seahawks aren't that good.
No, they're not.
I'm going to switch mine to the Falcons. I forgot about that Sherman thing.
Yeah, no Richard Sherman is a big loss.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about that while I stepped out? Like, hey, we're going to hoax Dave.
I think
the Falcons?
I think I literally said there's no Richard Sherman as you were walking in.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. We took a little restroom break. You guys pulled one over on me. I get it. No problem.
No, we just convinced you.
You did.
To switch your pick.
And I'm going to lose the pool this week because of that.
I think the only difference is
Joe picked the Ravens.
He took the Ravens. You took the Bears.
Yeah. Who are the Bears playing again?
They are playing the Lions, but in Chicago.
That's Dave's Arizona pick for this week.
Yeah. I think the Bears kind of have it's sort of.
You picked
for a bad team, they're good.
You picked the Broncos as well.
For a really bad team, they're kind of good.
And the Broncos are playing
Cincy in Denver.
Yeah.
In Denver.
I'll take the home teams. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they bench Brock Osweiler halfway through the game and put in fucking
Paxton Lynch,
the Pirate.
Yikes. Yeah, that's not good. Well,
I mean, I took the Raiders, so
yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah,
that's more than likely a loss there. But hey,
New England Patriots,
I'll take it.
If
it motivates him that Aaron has jumped off the bandwagon,
I'm sure Belichick has it on the board.
I'll let him know.
Hey, he does.
I'll let him know. I got you.
I'm sure he does.
This fat fuck from Connecticut hates us now.
So I have a question for you, gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Are the Patriots going to lose a game this year? Now, obviously, you think the Raiders are going to beat them
for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I think if they get through the Raiders, no. When do they play Pittsburgh?
Week 15.
They
have Miami, Buffalo, game. Miami.
Where do they play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh?
It's in Pittsburgh.
I still think no.
Yeah.
I just don't think Mike Tomlin will ever outcoach.
They still have Miami in Miami, right?
Yep, they have Miami twice, so they have them once home, once away.
So that's
late,
one of those
late
games,
in the year though. Miami.
That's what I'm saying. One of those things where Belichick's like, Brady, take the first half.
I think as long as Brady starts every game, they win every game. But if it's like week 17,
who's their week 17 opponent? Because that might be the only game they lose.
Jets.
And
I don't think Bill gives one to the Jets.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
Yeah, I don't think because there's nothing he likes more than beating.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's Miami and Miami is might be the one that you're like, where he says, "All right, guys, we're
all done here."
Gronk, you're not playing.
No, I think
Bennett had a good game.
Bennett did have a good game.
Want to know something crazy about Bennett?
A good call there, Joe. I'll give you props on that one.
Want to know something crazy about Bennett?
I actually
put
it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I tagged your dad in it and then realized I put the wrong Josie up there.
That confused many of people.
We've been doing a show with Joe's dad. He doesn't know it. It's called the B.S.N.
You want to know what's crazy about Bennett? He played 9 snaps.
Right, and had 3 catches.
Had 3 catches for 30-something yards.
I think that's all they need from him.
I think he'll play more as
I think he'll play more, but he does have a torn rotator cuff.
Would you have believed me when I said that the game that Michael Bennett plays in,
Martellus Bennett?
I'm sorry, Martellus Bennett plays in.
Dwayne Allen catches a touchdown. What the fuck happened there?
As soon as you said it, you're like, what the shit?
Right, yeah. I was like, oh, Dwayne Allen.
Dwayne Allen's on. You're like, Dwayne Allen's on notice when he's making catches, and then you're like, well, fuck that.
Yeah, right, yeah. I was like, okay, well, way to step up to the hot seat. I dig it. Well played. You see your competition. You've excelled it. I like it. If Dwayne Allen's catching touchdowns too, then fuck it. Whatever. Like, I'll take it. Tom Brady is 2 touchdowns away from my favorite record that he's going to break, probably. Not this year, but next. Most different wide receivers, or most different players to catch a touchdown from Tom Brady. He is too short of Vinny Testaverde's 70 different players. Tom Brady, Dwayne Allen became number 68.
Well, Philip Dorsett doesn't have a touchdown yet.
And neither does Jacob Hollister.
All right, well.
So he could do it this year. Not guaranteed. Won't break it this year.
I bet you Philip Dorsett catches a touchdown.
I think so too. Like throughout the playoffs or something like that, just has one of those plays. Yeah.
Can what's his name still come back from his IR stunt?
Malcolm Mitchell?
Yeah.
I think he's
they got to make a
designated
move soon. Like, because I think it's like by week 13 or something. I
think he's designated to return.
Yeah. But it's the same thing with Shea McClellan, where they made the call not to.
Yeah.
And but for Mitchell, I think they have to announce it like next week.
Well,
or
Mitchell wouldn't count anyway because he already has a touchdown.
Yeah, he's got a touchdown with
this year.
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
It's
you're talking about
career.
in 70
his career? 70 different players in his career.
Oh, he'll beat that because they're gonna fucking get rid of somebody.
Yeah, he'll do it,
and they'll bring somebody new in that will catch passes.
Right.
If they're smart, they go out and draft a stud wide receiver or a fucking stud something.
They could
wide receiver.
He could technically do it this year though if Jacob Hollister catches one and Dorsett.
Can't break it.
He could tie it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He won't break it this year, but
I mean that's also Vinny Testaverde has been on like 8 teams.
That's the difference. Tom Brady's on one team, and obviously for long enough there's a turnover. But Vinny Testaverde played till he's 44.
Well, I was gonna say Tom Brady had for like the first like 10 years of his career, he had freaking Troy Brown and like Branch left, came back.
Yeah, right.
Like
right.
he had a lot of consistent receivers.
Does Gillisley have a receiving touchdown?
No.
He's never going to play again.
He could if there's an injury.
I know. I'm just making the joke.
I think he'll play again. I just think that he's not going to catch a touchdown.
No, I don't think he'll.
Because he hasn't been
thrown to yet.
You never say never.
That's true. That's a good point.
Especially with the Pats.
Yeah.
True.
It's one of those weird stats that I've been tracking for.
Has Slater ever caught a touchdown from Tom Brady?
That's a good question. I think he has one, but he might not because as of last year he didn't.
What's his name has one,
got
right?
To like 65,
Solder has one from him,
Solder
right?
has one from him, yeah.
Because he played tight end in college.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And that's when they were doing the fucking eligible receiver.
Yeah. It would be really funny if he tied it and Belichick knew about the stat and was like, we're going to put Slater in and run a slant on the goal line.
Right.
Like week 17 against the Jets.
I don't know if Slater has a receiving touchdown in his career. He might have one, but he plays like 15 snaps of a year on offense.
He's also hurt again.
Yeah, he's hurt again. Yeah, and he's already been ruled out. Okay. Yeah, okay. There's that. So let's see here. I got his career. It's what's funny? What's fucked up for him? His career stats automatically goes to tackles. He's never had a career touchdown. So he could. He could.
Yeah, if Matthew Slater catches a touchdown.
Slater catches a touchdown. Could.
You know what? It would be awesome if Matthew Slater was his.
Matthew Slater has. Here's an even weirder one. How many catches do you think Matt Slater has in his career?
17.
One.
Really?
One for 46 yards.
What?
One catch came in 2011. He was thrown to once in 2016. He's been thrown to one time since 2012.
I thought there was 2016 was last year.
Yep.
What about was it 2015?
He had a 5-yard carry.
No, when was Tom Brady when he had like Kembrell Tompkins and there were no receivers?
That was like 2011.
Right?
That was the 2011 year where they went to the Super Bowl with
I thought Slater was out.
2012.
I thought Slater was out there trying to catch passes. Like
never registered
as a receiver.
Never got a catch. I'm sorry, he may have been thrown to. It doesn't show targets.
Oh yeah.
So he may have been thrown to, but he has one catch in his 9-year career, 46 yards, 2011.
A stud on special teams though. I don't think there's a better special teams player in the NFL.
Unreal. He's always there. You know who's also
Larry
really
Izzo?
Good? He's like the Larry Izzo of his day. Yeah. There's Jones, really good special teamer too. He's always making plays. Batamosi. Yeah, they. I like that.
Rex Burkhead now.
Did Batamosi play?
Oh, Brandon Bolden is good on special teams too.
True. I don't know. I'm sure he played like in
but
rotations.
He didn't play a lot.
No, I mean with Gilmore back,
Cassius Marsh. He's a good special teamer too. I think they brought him in for that as part of it.
Yeah, I think I'm sure he took some snaps, but that's the thing with Gilmore coming back. His role was swiftly.
He did play very well in substitution.
Gilmore's absence.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know who else is playing really well right now? The Boston Celtics.
Hell of a segue.
Jesus, huh? I've been doing this a while. So now the Boston
13
Celtics,
straight,
13 in a row.
The last two without Isaiah Thomas? All right.
No,
all 13.
Yeah, all 13
all 13 without Isaiah Thomas.
The last two without Kyrie Irving? Or just
no,
one?
Kyrie played last night.
All right, so just one they missed.
One without Kyrie, 2 without Al Horford, all 13 without Gordon Hayward. So
Horford played last night.
Yeah, he came back.
Do you think this team has a legit shot at being undefeated up until this point if Gordon Hayward never gets hurt?
Yeah, I think so.
You think they could have beat Cleveland that first night?
I think they could have. I think the reason why they lost was because there was such an emotional roller coaster that game.
Yeah.
I think because the fact that they came back and took the lead without him.
Yeah.
There's no reason to think they'd be worse with him.
You know what I mean? Why would they be worse with a guy who can score?
And it's not like Jason Tatum, who's been taking Hayward's minutes, went crazy that night. You know what I mean? Like it's not he scored 40 or something.
Cleveland,
he did what Hayward would have done.
Cleveland is 7-7, by the way,
and falling apart. And LeBron James had the nerve to say yesterday, I don't know, it's tough to win in this league. You know, like I haven't had a point guard that's been able to score for himself and pass the ball and get other guys involved in a long time.
Yeah, no, that was...
Hey, asshole. You had Kyrie Irving last year. He scored 25 a game.
That's the whole reason why he said it.
Right. It's unreal. What do you? It's not even like a dig, because
no, it just makes me sound dumb.
The proof is there. He was 25-6, 25-7 last year. The guy does his thing. He can score. He can get other people involved. He's not a pure point guard like the way that he's like a double-digit assist guy, but he can be at times. He's a scorer, though.
Yeah, he had 25 points.
Right.
3 rebounds, 5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. He was 8 for 20 field goal percentage.
And he's their volume shooter because he's their best scorer, so he's going to take the most shots.
MJ has officially been moved to second on the serial killer list, and LeBron James is
not number one.
That's a serial killer.
What happened to me? I was excited to be number one.
You were never number one. MJ was already number one. And then you were number 2.
Yeah, that list was headlined by MJ.
Yep.
Followed with a close second.
You never called me out on podcast record. You've said, what's your excuse? multiple times.
I think there's going to be a WECP thing coming up here, little internal network.
I do want to make make an appearance on WECP as the rookie. That's going to be my character. I'm going to have entrance music.
And you need to powerbomb Jerry.
And I'm gonna
no.
I'm going to do a flying. I'm going to do a.
No, that's not his. That is not his.
I'm going to do a senton bomb off the top rope.
Zero. Sorry.
I'm going to do a senton bomb off the top rope.
Yep.
Through the table.
If you don't powerbomb Zero straight through this table, next time I come over here, if this table's still together, I'm going to.
No, I do seriously. One of these Sundays, I will make an appearance on WCP.
Mystery run-in.
As the rookie, and just talk about how I don't understand wrestling yet.
Yep.
But I
you really want
some.
to.
Yeah.
All right, you go.
So we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
But Horford came back.
Average L.
17,
don't say that. Anna Horford will fucking freak out on you.
17 points.
Yep.
11 rebounds. 3 assists.
Double guy.
Here's the big one. Marcus Morris.
Yeah, real well.
21 points, 10 rebounds.
Was this last night?
Last night.
So, what's you don't?
It's also against
you just have
the Nets.
You just have last night's records or stats
right now? Yeah, right now.
What is Horford averaging for the year?
He's close to a double.
Is he at a career high in anything? Or is he having a career year?
I don't think career.
But
career
best
year.
in 4 or 5 years.
He's having an uptick though.
An uptick.
He's had big years in Atlanta.
Yeah, he had some real nice years
especially when he was younger. But he was down for a couple. Well, not down, but
right. He was average.
He had dropped. Yeah.
Right.
And it looks like he's like resurging.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
In like this year, especially.
Yeah. No, I
don't know.
It started with the playoffs last year.
I swear on all that is holy, the NBA will move to the top of the serial killer list if Brad Stevens is not even fucking nominated for Coach of the Year.
There's some people already saying that he's already won it.
He should.
Like that. This is.
They shouldn't even hold a poll or a thing. They shouldn't nominate anyone else.
I forgot who it was. There's a coach that just came out and said
Steve Kerr.
He goes, they're the team of the future. They're the East Coast future.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Brad Stevens made a comment. He's like, well, that is a big statement.
Right.
But we think we have a good future ahead of us.
Yeah.
That's like the best statement. I just want to be like, I want to give you a hug.
The day Brad Stevens leaves, I will cry. I will bawl my eyes out.
I was just listening to Stephen A. Smith.
I don't think that's for a long time.
I don't think so.
And
I don't know. There are always rumors every year that he's going to leave and go back to Indiana.
But here's the thing. He
go to Indiana, not back to Indiana.
He could be your Red Auerbach.
Yeah.
Coach for like 20 years.
Yeah, and
then just go right into the front office.
I think that too. But
I think if
the coach for 15 go into the front office,
he has made statements that his dream job is the Indiana college basketball job.
Right.
And you got to believe that if they would offer it to him. Obviously,
of course. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think if the process or whatever you want to call it, the rebuild, whatever you want to call it in Boston, if it hit a stalemate. And they didn't necessarily win a playoff round last year.
If they were stuck
in that middle limbo seed, yeah, I think he would leave. I think they've gotten so much better each year. You think about the first year, okay, they won 30-something games, 20-something games.
He might be good enough where that might not ever happen.
What do you mean?
Where they're the 7th seed.
Oh, yeah.
For like multiple years.
Right.
He might be good enough as a coach.
Right.
Where he can get talent out of, you know, players you would consider subpar average.
Right.
Enough talent, he could get enough good games out of them where they're like the 3 or 4 seed at least.
Shane Larkin.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been
Shane Larkin wasn't even in the NBA.
Much better week. Remember last week I was like, if there's one guy I've been disappointed in so far through 14 games or whatever, you know what I mean, it would be Shane Larkin if I had to pick one. But yeah, he's had a much better week. To answer your question about Al Horford, he's averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Yeah.
So 15, 9, and 5, that's pretty good.
What's his all-time?
His all-time high?
What's his best season?
Let me pull him up. Also, he's third on the team in assists. There's 2 guys averaging 5.5. I think it's Kyrie and
he benefits
Rozier.
so much from being able to play the power forward instead of the center, too.
Yeah, doing both.
When Baines is out there.
Yeah.
That helps. I think that helps Al instead of always having to be the big man on the court.
Last night, Baines, 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist.
Yeah.
But Baines, the thing about Baines, though...
Real quick, Horford's career high was 18.6 points back in 2013 with the Hawks, and his highest career rebound year was he averaged 10.2 points.
10.2 rebounds.
Or I'm sorry, 10.2 rebounds. Also in 2013, where he averaged 18.6 points, he only played in 29 games. So the year before, he averaged 17.4 and 10.2 boards.
So he's not that far off.
Not that far
he's
off.
what, 15 points and 9 boards?
9. Yeah.
So
Yep.
how many assists did he have that year?
3.
So he's got more assists.
More assists.
The thing about Baines, what I was going to say, is he's not really a stat guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He is great on defense.
Yes.
The way he plays, where he just kind of he doesn't like.
Oh, he just hands up,
right, yeah. Gets in the way, is annoying.
Right.
Their team defense is it's literally amazing.
That's what it is.
Right. Oh, they're playing defense so well, and I'm a big points per attempt guy, and I noticed from the box score last night. That's why I'm glad you printed it, because I did not memorize these numbers. If you look at the guys, I think if you're averaging less than 1 point per attempt, you're obviously having a bad night. You're not an efficient night. 1.5 to 2 is right around the sweet spot for me. Al Horford, 17 points on 10 shots from the floor. So that's 1.7 points per attempt, right? Marcus Morris, 21 points on 12 attempts. That's like 1.7 points per attempt.
Almost 2, yeah.
Almost 2. Jason Tatum, 19 points on 9 shots from the floor. It's 2.1 points per attempt. So that's like every time he threw one up, he got 2 points.
Yeah.
And he missed 3 shots. So, I mean, obviously free throws come into the mix there. But
fuck Jason Tatum, man.
Fuck him.
Danny should win GM of the year.
Yes.
Just for trading the first pick and taking Tatum.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said there's already like
around the league. Has Fultz even played yet?
He's playing.
but
it's nothing.
Well.
You know why he's not playing? Ben Simmons is lighting it up as their point guard.
True.
Well, for a small forward who brings the ball up, he's fine.
Here's an interesting stat for you too. NBA defensive ratings as of last night. Number 1 in the NBA, Baines. Number 2 in the NBA.
He's well put together.
Horford. Number 3 in the NBA, Aminu. Number 4, Chalmers. Number 5, Brooks, all from Portland and Memphis. Number 6, Smart. Number 7, Tatum. Number 8, Redick from Philly. Number 9, Jaylen Brown. Number 10, Kyrie Irving. Number 11, Terry Rozier. The Celtics have 7 of the top 11 defensive rating players in the NBA.
Kyrie Irving?
Leading the league in steals, playing defense all over the place.
Yeah. That just shows how bad of a coach Tyronn Lue is compared to Brad Stevens.
No, that shows you how horrible Cleveland is.
The whole scheme
to train anybody.
That's what I mean. Obviously he can play defense. He just wasn't in Cleveland.
Right.
Well, that and you have LeBron that thinks he's the greatest defensive player of all time.
This is what I love about Boston sports. You have Belichick.
Yep.
People come in, they buy into the system.
Right.
Right? They perform. Brad Stevens is doing the same thing for the Celtics.
Yep.
Yeah.
People are coming in, they're buying into Brad Stevens. This, team offense, team defense. No one is bigger than, at any given night, one of those guys on the roster goes off.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like Kyrie is out there dominating every single game.
Right.
Sometimes Kyrie always plays his role, and sometimes it's his night. Sometimes it's, Jalen's night. Sometimes it's Horford's night. Sometimes it's Tatum's night.
Right.
And then they're all playing team defense at a fucking insane level.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. I think what you're seeing right now, and why I don't think I have a worry about him leaving, is everyone has bought in. Right. And I think that's the thing that everybody...
Well, I mean,
I think he's in complete control.
I don't think he's obviously... I just get worried about the rumors because I do know he's made statements that Indiana college basketball is his dream job.
Right. No, yeah, I get that.
It's true, but I just think you gotta...
do you leave a great situation to go your dream job?
Right. Yeah. No,
how important is your dream job?
Right.
And do you think it'll be there
forever?
10 years down the line.
When you want it. Right. Yeah, it's true.
It's kind of hard to imagine that if Brad Stevens calls up Indiana as like, hey, I want to come coach basketball there, that they wouldn't just fire who's ever there.
Right.
You could also take a year off, come back.
You know what I mean? Just you're fired. Brad Stevens is going to be our head coach now.
I'm trying to find the tweet now, but I thought it was Sean Grandy that put it up. It was a list of rookie ratings based on the draft. So, like, who's the best rookie from the draft? And it's like, I don't know how they figured out if that's the per for the NBA or the average over replacement or whatever, whatever sabermetric they use. But whatever it was led to Marcus Smart being the best in his year, his draft, is the number one most valuable rookie from that draft class. That's also Jabari Parker, Andrew Wiggins, right? Julius Randle. Julius Randle struggles on a job. Andrew Wiggins has been good. I don't know if he's more valuable than Marcus Smart is in a lot of ways.
Parker's been hurt.
Jabari Parker's been hurt, right. So Marcus Smart wins his. The following is Terry Rozier, number one.
What?
The number one valued player in this draft. So, and it's tough to fight. I don't know who was a rookie that year. I can't make a point against it. Jaylen Brown was number 2 in his draft, and Jason Tatum's been number 1 so far for his.
Who's in Jaylen Brown's?
Jaylen Brown's
Saric,
was
maybe?
Saric, and Ben Simmons was technically in his draft.
Where's Porzingis? What draft is that?
I think it's that draft. Maybe Porzingis was number 1.
Yeah, because...
Maybe Porzingis was number 1. That could be true. I can't find the tweet now, but it's incredible. Like, you go back and look at the draft.
Porzingis has to be highly rated. I mean, he's a star.
Yeah, that's true. That could be Porzingis over, because Jalen was number 2. So, and that's the year Porzingis was drafted.
No, because Porzingis wasn't a rookie last year. Jalen was.
No, I thought Porzingis was...
Porzingis was definitely not a rookie last year.
A rookie last year? 2 years ago?
I think so.
Porzingis?
So that would have been the years... No, Smart's been on the team for more.
Yeah, he's been... Yeah. That's a good question, actually. I don't know.
I mean, they could have been picking a weird stat to base that on.
Yeah, I get also that could be completely like steals per 36 or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know.
What's the Tice talk?
Let's get in some Tice talk. Let me load it up. But you guys can keep rapping about the Celtics here if you want. I mean, they're just... Brad Stevens is the fucking man, and it's incredible what he's been able to do, and LeBron is the biggest dope.
He rode the subway in New York and like
the whole team did.
Posted the video just like, hey, we're on the subway. Look at us. Look how cool we are. And the guys next to him like, dude, it's a fucking subway.
Like, what are you
we
doing?
ride it every day.
Right.
You know how fucking like privileged like nonsense bullshit that comes across as like riding the subway is a cool thing to you because you're rich and you never have to. Like, these people have to ride the subway.
Right.
It's not cool when you have to do it. It's cool. Like, oh, look at this. We're in the subway. Cleveland doesn't have subways.
Daniel Tice is per 36 for the year. He's averaging 12 points and 12 rebounds.
Double-double.
Double-double.
I mean, he did have 3 points and 7 rebounds.
And 7 rebounds in, like, 20 minutes?
11.
Oh, 11. I'm sorry, yeah. 7 rebounds in 11 minutes.
3 points and 7 rebounds, 11 minutes. So that's...
times that about, like, 3... Basically, you're talking about 21 rebounds and 9 points.
Yeah.
So
how's that
per 36?
Today's the anniversary of the most rebounds in a game.
What?
Oh, Will Chamberlain?
Well, no, that's Russell. Most rebounds in a game. It's like 46 in a game or something.
No, Will Chamberlain has 55 in a game. Might be Celtics history.
Celtics history.
Maybe Celtics history. Yeah, that could be true.
That's right. I thought we had that argument.
Because I told you that there was a year Wilt Chamberlain's averaged 55 rebounds a game, and I was way wrong. He had 55 in a game.
Average.
I thought that was true, but no, I think
I'm trying to make Wilt Chamberlain to be out even more of a coxman.
What were we looking up? The 2014 draft, right?
Whatever Porzingis' draft
15.
is.
15. 2015.
I don't know when he was drafted.
Yeah, me neither. That's a good question.
How about this? He plays for the fucking Knicks.
Plays for the
I don't
Knicks.
care.
Who gives a shit? Yeah, no. Whatever the thing was, I wish I could find the fucking tweet. I thought I saved it somewhere. But really, Danny Ainge, like you said, being GM of the year.
Dude, that's the book that Holly needs to write.
Right.
He needs to get on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Danny Ainge book. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
no, that's the I don't even want to say he's like, you'd be like, I don't know what you would call him. You wouldn't call him the bridge guy, you wouldn't call him whatever, but like the guy to revamp the franchise.
Yeah, I mean he did. He's brought it full circle.
You know, to be one of the most hated men in the NBA as a player.
Right.
Like just everybody hates him that doesn't play on his team.
Right.
To being essentially executive. If he doesn't win the executive of the year.
Yeah, I mean, someone else would have to do something really incredible. Porzingis was drafted with Karl Anthony Towns and Terry Rozier.
Yeah, how?
So I'm not sure what attribute they use for that because that doesn't seem right.
Once again,
what?
Plays for
the Knicks?
No, we're talking about how Terry Rozier was.
No, I'm just making the point that nobody cares about the Knicks.
Yeah. I'm just making the point that we're talking about the Celtics supposedly having the number one rated thing at something when.
I mean, we all know that
Karl Anthony Towns.
I was going to say him and Porzingis are much better players than Terry Rozier.
Here we go. This is it. NBA net rating leaders. I don't know what that means.
So it's a made-up stat.
What a net rating is. But Marcus Smart, 2014, the number one player in that draft year. 2015, Terry Rozier, number one.
Based on what?
It's the NBA net rating.
The fuck is that?
That's what I'm unaware of.
How many times they hit the net?
Yeah, maybe.
Keep reading. I'll look up what the NBA net rating is.
I'm sorry, 2016, Jaylen Brown was number one. 2017, Dylan Brooks is number one. Jason Tatum's number two. He's the number 2 one. Which to me feels like he's the best rookie that they've had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
how Terry Rozier is rated higher than Karl Anthony Towns
or Kristaps Porzingis
is insane.
Not sure what an NBA net rating is.
In professional basketball, the most commonly used statistical benchmark for comparing the overall value of players is called efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we talk about for net rating, though? I looked up net rating. It's giving me efficiency.
I wonder if, because the efficiency rating is sort of like the WAR in baseball. It's like similar
ranking
to that.
Net efficiency ratings. So is net just a short term for efficiency rating?
Could be. I don't know. Maybe it's for the year that they were a rookie. Maybe Rozier had the better net.
All right. What is a net rating in the NBA? A stat to measure a team's point differential per 100 possessions. Offensive rating, defensive rating. On player level, this statistic is the team's point differential per 100 possessions while he is on the court.
Oh, so it's a plus minus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Terry Rozier has the best plus minus
of all players. And that's probably true because the Knicks are bad.
And so are the
Timberwolves the year the Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, that's probably true.
And Terry Rozier barely played
for
the first couple of years.
Yeah. Yep.
And now he's playing, and they're good.
And they're good, yeah. So, there you go. There you have it.
Well, it's kind of loaded.
Sean plays. Well, no, and it's the net. The plus.
That's what
basically, the plus minus is legit. That's a legit stat.
But he's not a better player than Karl Anthony
Not a better
Towns.
Player, no. Or Porzingis. But Terry Rozier is low key really good. You can trade.
I agree with that.
Hey, by the way, let's rewind a year. Hey, trade Avery Bradley, keep Marcus Smart. Terry Rozier just worked his way into that. 2017, trade Marcus Smart, keep Terry Rozier. That's where I'm at. Because Marcus Smart's a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Don't overpay for him. You have him.
Although he's had some good games in this stretch.
Very good player. I like Marcus Smart. I'm not turning on him based on last year.
But I do think Terry Rozier.
You now have that guy again.
You're gonna lock up somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Terry Rozier
in the long term more beneficial to you.
Right.
Smart's gonna want big money.
Yep.
That you're not gonna have the room to.
The only thing I would worry about with trading Smart is the depth at guard.
Yep.
Because now you already have Shane Larkin playing, and you're going to rely on him more.
Right.
When he's looked the least impressive, probably.
I feel like there's going to be one of those random.
Sorry.
There's going to be one of those random guards out there that gets like that they just can't work it out with, or he's going to be on the market. Like, why is it Bledsoe?
Yeah.
Bledsoe shot his way out of Phoenix.
Why does he get traded like everywhere?
Every year it feels like
he shot his way out of Phoenix. He pretty much said, "I don't want to play here anymore." And
well,
please get rid of me.
Did he work it out with Cleveland? I know that they were talking.
No, Bledsoe got signed somewhere else.
He did go somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't remember where.
Yeah.
No.
See, that's the other thing.
Minnesota?
Maybe.
Here's the other thing. That's why he's mad. You know that, right? Because he got stuck with two guys that have no knees.
Who?
LeBron. He's talking about.
Oh, LeBron. Oh, yeah,
he got stuck with fucking fossils to be his point guards and his two guards.
Yeah, but that has nothing to.
He went to the Bucks.
Yeah,
that the Bucks. Yeah,
that has nothing to do with like diminishing what Kyrie Irving was for your team last year.
No, say you've never had him in a long time.
It does because that's why he's mad. He's since day one has been throwing daggers.
He should come out and say, "I miss Kyrie Irving."
No, because then you're admitting fault. He'll never admit fault.
Because Kyrie's the only guy that's crossed LeBron James. The only guy that said, "Hey,
he's the one guy.
I don't want to play with you." You know what I mean? Everyone says, "Oh, I'll play with you. I'll play with you." And he's the only guy that says, "Like, yeah, but I'm good."
You know what? He's going to lose that reputation if he keeps saying shit like this. Because now he's calling out his whole team.
What he's doing right now is like when Bill Belichick referred to or would refuse to refer to Eric Mangini by his name. That guy, their coach, whatever. When Bill Parcells referred to Terry Glenn as she, it's the same thing where he's like he refuses to acknowledge Kyrie at this point because Kyrie's team's doing really well and he's made that team a lot better.
What was the Twitter thing?
LeBron James is not.
Did you see the Twitter thing? Like the Celtics won there. I think it was like 11th in a row at the time, and LeBron James tweeted the like Arthur meme of
Arthur,
and he put mood like right when the Celtics won.
Yeah, the Celtics win their game, and he puts the fucking like clenched fist.
Well, fucking play better. You're supposed to be the best basketball player in the world. You took the fucking Cavaliers to the playoffs multiple times on your own, and now you're 7-7 with a team that should have been better than it was.
This is by your opinion that I've been preaching about LeBron for years. That he is so soft. He's a great basketball player,
the most talented in the world. I have no doubt about that.
I have a tough time saying he's the greatest because he doesn't have the mental toughness that Jordan had. I also don't think Jordan's necessarily the best either. But what this is something that Nick Wright will refuse to acknowledge. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I don't care. He averages more rebounds per game. He averages this.
But he's not mentally tough.
Here's Arthur Mood and no point guard. Like, what are we talking about?
Most guys, and that's the thing is, I don't think it's so much. I do agree it's mental toughness, but a lot of these great players, some of them are known to be like, hey, behind closed doors, he's a real piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
But to the media and to the people in front of them, you pull a Belichick or a Brady where you just go, he's a great player.
Right.
And just kind of leave it at that. Let you say something fucked up about him. I'm not going to give him anything.
That's where he's always been so bad. He's the worst PR department in the
Well, I was
going to
say, he's his own worst enemy because he just doesn't know when to just stop.
Right.
LeBron James is a child star. That's what he is.
Right.
Well, he doesn't... You know, Michael Jackson was all fucked up because he grew up in front of the limelight. He never got to have a childhood.
Well, that's the thing is
LeBron James is the same way. He never got to have a childhood.
But here's the thing. Like Dave said, this is the one guy that was like, I'm holding you in check.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need LeBron James.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't pull a Dwayne Wade like, yeah, man, come play with me. He's like, I don't want to play with you.
Imagine being handed everything to you since the age of like 15.
You're told you're going to be...
Told you're going to be... And this is what you get. You get some guy who thinks he's entitled, who takes videos on the subway.
I was gonna make a comment, but I was gonna hold that.
Like
some can stay on sports.
Like privileged nonsense.
Right.
Like that's what happens. Like,
right. Yeah. Yep.
He is a child star. That's what LeBron James is, a child star.
Well, I think what it is, like you said, he's like a Michael Jackson type.
Yeah.
Since day one, since he was like 15, 16,
yeah,
people have been telling him he's the greatest.
That's what I mean.
You're going to be the greatest. You're going to be the greatest.
Has he had to struggle for anything?
Right. No, not at all.
He was gifted with insane athletic ability.
His childhood was tough.
Yes, I was going to say, since he became
since
able
he was,
to turn his athleticism and his ability to play basketball.
Since puberty.
Yeah, since he was able to play basketball and actually make it his life. Yeah, it's his life. That's what he does. Yeah. And quote unquote mastered his craft. He played good enough and he was athletic enough to get him to where he wanted to be.
That's not saying he didn't work hard or anything like that. I'm just saying.
No. Yeah,
and I know he had a rough life early, but I mean, having a rough life until you're 15.
Right.
That's not struggling as an adult.
Yeah, right.
That's
it's different. Yeah.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think a lot of people forget that, like you said, at 15, all of a sudden life changed.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody in town knows who you are. Yeah, you're the greatest player possibly of all time.
You just start
That's
being
what it is.
given shit. The benefit of the doubt, all this shit just gets given to you.
And what's crazy is that early in his career, I thought he was really likable. Like, I was like, man, I like this kid. He was fun. Yeah. He was energetic. He was really good for basketball. But then he just started talking and talking and talking.
You know
and
what
didn't
happens?
shut up. And it's like, oh
you
my
lose
God.
You lose your connection. You lose your connection to a normal person.
Right.
Because he's not a normal person.
Yeah,
and he's never been treated like a normal person.
The same shit that he's doing, Durant has done similar. But soon as he was like essentially backhanded by the media and fans, he's like, all right, sorry, my bad. My bad, dog. Like, LeBron doesn't know when to back off of it because he's, in a way, no player has ever said to him, dude, I don't want to be second fiddle to you.
Right.
I want to be me without you.
I talked about this before, but it's my theory about having to struggle is what makes you the greatest.
Right, yeah.
So, like...
You're talking about with Bird and Jordan. And right.
Well, Jordan had to overcome shit. Like, he got the famous story that he got cut from his junior varsity basketball team or whatever, which I've heard is not 100%.
It's not really true, yeah.
But he had to overcome... He was never, just handed things.
Right.
He wasn't considered like the greatest coming out of college. Like he wasn't drafted number one.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And
he wasn't like this
sixth pick or something like that.
Tom Brady never even got the chance to really start in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would get handed it a couple times.
He would get handed and then take it away, and get handed and take it away. He's drafted in the 6th round. He had to work for it. He was It's not like Peyton Manning was just... He was a fucking wonderkind.
Same thing was said about what's his name as well, Castle. The difference is Tom Brady, behind closed doors, put in the work.
Yeah,
I think
Peyton reminds me of like a LeBron type.
Yes and no.
College megastar.
Yes, but here's the thing. I think the difference is a lot of these players, especially like football players, like a Peyton, he had to go and play 3 to 4 years in college before he could go pro. I think that's why a lot of these players. That's my issue with the NBA, and a lot of older players say that. Like, even Charles Barkley spent, was it 2 or 3 years in college at least at Auburn?
Yeah.
But he talks about how, like, as much as he's fucked up in his life, like, listen, if I didn't go to college, a lot of this stuff that I know now, like, I would have not known. If I had gone out of high school, I wouldn't have had those growing pains in college. LeBron never had growing pains because he was just so fucking athletic. And he was the player on the team.
Yeah. Right. So I think to amend my actual original thing, which is like if the best go through difficult, you know what I mean? They overcome challenges.
Yeah.
That leads to, it doesn't necessarily lead to you being the best, but they're always more mentally tough.
Right.
So like Tom Brady is, no matter what you want to say about him, he's way more mentally tough than Peyton Manning ever was.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Peyton Manning was not known as a mentally tough guy. LeBron James, same way. Right. No one is going to tell you that LeBron James is more mentally tough than Michael Jordan was.
Right. Yep. I agree. 100% agree. I just think the guy's a psychopath. He's nuts.
He's crazy.
He's nuts.
Well,
he's a child star.
I'm not going to go back into this argument, but he reminds me of a lot of of Kanye.
Kanye West. I knew you guys. Yeah,
and they're friends.
No,
and they're friends.
No, they're similar. They're similar.
I'm not going to argue with it. Kanye is a crazy person. You just want to talk about personal.
No, I agree with you.
I think what it is this nowadays age of there's certain players will tell you like, man, I would have never survived in this nowadays media. Mm-hmm. Like I'd be
it
in
is
so
different.
much
it
trouble.
Is different. It's
and I think that's the issue. I think
Jordan.
LeBron, and that's what they say is like there would be a lot more stories about Michael going off on people verbally, just destroying people and teammates and stuff that nobody really talks about because he's so great.
Right,
like it's LeBron's allowed. We're allowed to hold him accountable.
Yeah,
and I think, like you said, he's mentally not that tough about it.
Right,
because there's other players that
you want to know what though, Jordan would go at you. Right. He doesn't do this weird
dance around
subtweet like I'm talking about you, but I'm not really talking about you thing.
Right.
He would get in your face and say, "Listen."
It's like Byron Russell.
Yeah.
Like the story with him and Byron Russell, the Jazz player that he hit the game-winning shot over, his final championship. Byron Russell was in college the year that Michael Jordan retired. He said, "You're retired because you know I'm coming up." He reached out to him. He says, "You know I'm coming. You know I can stop you." He says, "I'm the reason you retired, and I'll believe that forever." Right. So
that's a crazy take.
It's a crazy
insane take to
yeah.
think that.
So
how good was Byron Russell? Like an amazing college player? Or was it
good defender. Really good defender, right?
Insane self-confidence right there to think that.
He reached out to him like, "Yeah, okay, you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, believe me, it's not you, kid. I got other stuff to do." So then, right before
my dad just got murdered.
Before the game winner, he walked up to him on the sideline. You could see them talking on their way to the 3-point line where the inbound happens. And he says to him, "Let's see if you can stop me." And then he was like, "I'm ready," or whatever. And that's why he was good. And then Jordan gave him a little push off. Like a lot of people don't like to admit that, but he did push him off a little bit. But that was so personal for Jordan because he was like, "Hey, I remember." You know what I mean? So let's see. You know what
Jordan,
I mean?
Jordan's. I think that's the issue is also Jordan wasn't friends with anyone he played against. Mm-hmm. If you weren't on his team, he was not your friend.
The league was different back then, too, because there wasn't a lot of that. Like, Bird and Magic were like an anomaly.
I think that's the issue with a lot of these players.
Right.
I think everyone's a guy like Kyrie that says, "Listen, I don't want to be with you."
Right.
And hasn't talked to LeBron since he left.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all friends.
I'm done.
That's the thing.
Right.
I think that's what it is. I think Kyrie's letting it know.
They train together in the offseason.
Where's LeBron? Suck my dick. They're 13-0 since Kyrie's and suck my dick to that fan. So
it's the suck my dick season.
Let the suck my dick streak continue.
Suck my dick.
Suck my
what
dick.
A great response, by the way.
Hey, where's LeBron? Suck my dick. Okay. All right.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Hit him with the
respectfully suck my dick.
Hit him with the old K Studebaker. Like, okay. All right.
Did you guys hear that? He said, "Suck my dick."
Suck my dick. Like, yep. And then he came out. I was like, "Yeah, no, I said it. I apologize."
I mean everything I said.
Yeah, right.
That guy should suck my dick.
But like, that's what I like about him is he really is what he is. As much as he's kind of like confusing guy, like. Is the Earth flat or not? Or is it stuff like that?
The worst thing about Kyrie Irving is that he doesn't understand science.
Right. But I like that he is that. Like he has no problem saying, I don't know. Prove it to me. Like I don't know. Like he doesn't dance like, like he's very much comfortable in his own skin and just is what he is. And I think that guys like that I really always appreciate because it's like it's like the same thing with Kanye. Like not to go on a whole rant, but he is him. Like all the time, you know what I mean? And I respect people that are just, even if I dislike you or I don't like your actions or I think you're an asshole, shit, at least you're you. Like you're not fake about anything. You are the person that you are, and I can just at least respect the fact that I don't have to like you. But yeah,
that's what it is. LeBron comes across as fake.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing he does seems authentic.
Exactly.
No, I mean, like you said, I think it's one of those things where. It's the same situation as LeBron, and I would put Kanye in the same sentence for the simple fact that if you look at how he acted when he came in, how he acts now,
right,
is hey, I'm happy to be here. This is unbelievable.
Right.
Hey, you guys owe me something. Hey, respect me. Mm-hmm. Hey, you need to respect me. And it just gets progressively worse. And
Kanye
you're just
was hungry, trying to impress Jay.
You're not the guy and that's the thing is, I bet you anything, his close friends, I'm sure the guys that he grew up with, that he still stays in contact with, that he played high school basketball with, those guys, they're never going to see him any other way. He's LeBron. But guys that knew him his rookie year to now are going to look at him and go, dude, you've changed a lot, and it's not for the better.
Right. I think the name of this episode, because there was a long discussion that we won't do on air, but about how Kanye's career, you could say, was parallel to Tom Brady's. We did this before we started recording. So that's why there's a lot of Kanye references here. I think the name of the episode is just going to be, is Kanye more like Tom Brady or LeBron James?
Yeezy season approaches.
Yeezy season approaches. That's it. So yeah, it's going to be like, is Kanye more like Brady or LeBron? That's going to be the name of the episode. It's going to be like, what the fuck?
That should be a poll. That should be a poll.
Oh, it'll be LeBron.
Brady will lose. Yeah,
it'll be LeBron.
Brady will lose. Easy. Because I didn't get to explain the whole thing.
Right, that's true.
I didn't get to explain the whole thing.
Early success, mediocre, middle, decent comeback. Tom Brady then pulls away from Kanye West.
Injury.
The injury.
Launched by injury.
Injury starts the career.
Married to models.
Similar. Yep.
One's a porn star.
Who married a model?
Tom Brady.
No, Kanye. Who?
Kim Kardashian.
Is a model.
No, she's a model.
She's a reality star. She is not a model.
She is a model.
She started her career, and her whole being is based upon, she did a porn tape, and then she did a reality show.
But she models.
There's a lot of artists that model.
Tom Brady. She's the only model.
I didn't say she was only a model.
Right.
I just said, as part of her career portfolio,
she's a model.
She's a model.
Right.
That's like
she did do a Playboy, but it's disgusting.
Is like Giselle? Is she an actress? She did a movie.
She is. All she does is basically model.
She did a movie though.
She did a movie though.
What movie?
Taxi.
That amazing.
Is she in a movie?
Yeah, that's not.
She's an actress.
Actress?
Not at all.
How about this?
No, not
Both
at all.
Both of them were in movies. One may have been an adult flick.
Yeah.
One may
she
have
also
been,
might have been in
one probably
a
would have
scary
been,
movie as well.
One probably would have been better if it was an adult flick than the actual Taxi thing.
The other, I would take the latter, but
I don't want to see either one, so I'm good. No, I'm good. I think Giselle's pretty and she has her beauty, and I can see it.
Yeah,
I don't need to see that.
Right.
And Kim, I think, is just a pig. So.
Yeah, I like Kim too.
And I'm an ass guy. Yeah. And I think Kim's a pig.
I know it's all
that's fake.
I know it's all plastic, but I still think she's an attractive
Hers has been like added to the point where it's like almost disgusting looking now.
Yeah.
They've just pumped it full of so much shit that it looks unnatural. It looks
like
literal
pooping.
Yeah, no, literally Kanye's pumping it.
It looks like a used diaper, like a heavy diaper.
Yeah, heavy wet diaper. Yeah.
Anyway, on topics that I don't really want to.
Kim K's ass looks like a diaper is actually the name of this episode.
That's not a bad name. And everyone seemed like, is this a sports show?
What the
hell? State of the network. We already kind of addressed the bulk of it. We did the Dave Speaks thing. You got your rocks off about the grinder
rebuttal to the grinder.
I actually, if we were saving it for the end, I was going to say I put out a podcast. It's the normal fantasy shit, but Dave put out a Dave Speaks, and I have to talk about this.
So the YouTube channel's up for the 4-Star Sports Bar. You can search that.
I'm doing a WECP this weekend.
Nice. Jerry's still on board?
Yep.
For this week? Nice.
We're going to do... we're going to review... So we're going to talk about what happens at War Games.
Oh, that's Saturday, isn't it?
Saturday.
Motherfucker.
So I'm recording it on Sunday, so I'll do a review of kind of what happens, the important parts of what happens at War Games.
War Games, daddy.
NXT TakeOver War Games is the name of it, and it's Survivor Series weekend.
Yeah,
it's one of the big four. That's what they're going to try to do is a takeover every time they have one of the big four.
What are the big four? Royal Rumble, WrestleMania,
SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
Yes. SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
That's like the original four.
Yep.
That's what it is. Too many pay-per-views now.
Yes, they have
especially with the brand split.
2 a month, like one a month.
Why don't they have 6? They should have 6 a year.
It should just be 4.
One every 2 months.
I like. I don't mind
random one in there every once in a while.
I don't mind one a month, but I don't like individual brand pay-per-view. So having 2 a month.
This is the only pay-per-view, quote unquote, only one of the year that they get to have somebody come in.
Right. Except for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but then like all of a sudden randomly they had AJ Styles come in and wrestle at a Raw pay-per-view because they lost a guy. So what
how does it work then? They have individual brand pay-per-views?
They have
this one is combined. Like they literally wrestle against each other.
The big four are combined.
Right.
But this one's the only one that they're technically supposed to wrestle against
each other. Yeah,
it's a brand versus brand type show.
Yeah, but the other ones are just like we'll take this match from SmackDown and this match from Raw and this match from SmackDown.
Yes, for like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or Rumble, right? And then there's brand shows where it's only SmackDown matchups and then only Raw matchups.
Well, those are dumb. That should never happen. Right. You should only do take the best matches from both brands.
I'll discuss this on our show, but the big issue I have with this setup of Survivor Series is you essentially have guys that are either in programs against each other or guys that are literally like, stop for 3 weeks. Right. Now we're going to do this.
Right.
And then an invasion angle, and we're going to take over SmackDown, we're going to take over Raw.
Fucking thing last year
every time,
and I hated it because they did the brand split last July.
I was in Canada.
I do like the brand split, but it makes SmackDown matter. But
yes,
they did the same thing with Survivor Series last time. I'm like, because remember there's the whole thing with the women. Are the women going to be able to get along? Are they going to be able to win their match? And I'm like, oh my god, it's the same fucking rinse wash.
Yeah, that's why they should have 6. They should have 4 big ones, and then you can give one brand each their own.
Like a big blow-off pay-per-view.
Well, big blow-off pay-per-view.
The issue that you have it once every 2 months. Have with the women's divisions facing one another is everyone that's in those women's division,
right?
They're all running for the title except for like one person.
Right,
like Alicia Fox isn't getting a title shot anytime soon.
Yeah, right.
But everyone else that's on that team, they're title contenders.
Also, I want stables. How come there's not stables
we've talked about that for a faction.
There are
stables.
There are.
Yeah, but they're not big enough.
No, but that's the point.
They only.
Do you want it to be NWO all over again?
No, not that was
where
too
everyone
big.
joins.
But like DX was like
the perfect.
DX was like 6 people.
Yeah,
at the most. All right, so when it started, it was 4.
Yeah,
right. So it was Rude.
China, Triple H.
That's a stable, not
Michaels.
3 people. And doesn't feel like 3 people doesn't feel like a stable to me. It feels like a tag team and a guy,
right?
Or a triple threat. Like,
well, I was gonna say that's what it is. You have the New Day and you have the Shield, are the 2 factions.
Like
right
the New
now
Day isn't a stable. That's just
it is.
It's just
a
3.
It's a
stable should be big enough where you can't have a single match where they're all in it.
I think 4 is a stable for me.
Yeah,
that's a faction.
Yeah, because you can't have a single match. You can't. Like you could technically do a 4-4, but they don't usually do that. Right. You know what I mean? Like a 3v3 triple threat tag match is not
totally uncommon.
Not totally uncommon.
Yeah, 6-man tag.
Yeah.
No. So I mean, and then I'll do a little preview of what we're talking about right now, Survivor Series, and like what I think should be happening. The big thing, since I last recorded, AJ has won the title, and so your 2 top male and female stars on SmackDown have switched. The title has switched.
Right.
So now it's Charlotte.
Yeah.
And she got to celebrate with her father afterwards, his first television appearance since his Dance with Death again.
Yeah.
And then obviously AJ's won it over Jinder, which makes the main event more entertaining. I'll get more into that, but I think him versus Brock,
they are doing that.
Yeah, it's going to be that's the match. And then it's going to be Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair.
That's a good one.
That's a better that match I wasn't worried about because Natalya can wrestle.
Right, yeah.
Jinder, his style
doesn't
mesh well with Brock.
Right.
And Brock gets to be the monster and AJ gets to be the little guy jumping around.
Is it a champion versus champion?
Yes. And they no title on the line.
No title on
it's just it's the same.
I know it's
no.
I know,
here's the worst one.
So dumb.
The worst one.
Yeah.
Champion versus champion. The Miz versus Baron Corbin.
For the
it's the Intercontinental in the US. Who gives a shit about either one of them?
Right.
And
Miz
it's not
a good Intercontinental champion.
But my point is,
remember
nobody gives a fuck about Baron Corbin. And the Miz, once again, you're putting a stop button, a pause button on what he was doing to do this. It makes no sense.
The Intercontinental Championship used to be awesome.
That used to be the real run.
Well, it was the workers' title.
Right.
You had the champ, which was usually
like Hogan.
Guys that couldn't go a half an hour to an hour.
Right.
And then you had the IC title,
which
Intercontinental title. Well, no, it was the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
Where they fucked up, but also got off of it really quickly was they put it on the Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
He was horrible.
Right.
But then you put it on like Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, like guys that could
Even
actually
later,
go for an hour.
When I was watching wrestling.
Oh, the original, like one of the biggest names, Randy Savage was it for a while too.
That's before I was watching wrestling.
That was 87.
But like even when I was watching wrestling in the Attitude Era, like a lot of the people I liked a lot would hold the Intercontinental Championship.
Triple
like,
H.
I think Booker T had it at one point, and like
more towards later.
Stone Cold had it for a little while.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, once again, the title before you get yourself into the big picture.
Shawn Michaels had it, right?
Shawn Michaels,
for a long time.
Yeah.
Shawn and Diesel and Razor Ramon had him and Razor with those ladder matches.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's going to be an interesting show.
Yeah.
Check it out. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about some upcoming figures.
Nice.
I teased one last time I recorded, and totally forgot to mention it in my collectibles part. I mentioned it, started to talk about it in wrestling, was like, no, stop. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Totally spaced about it once I got there.
There you go. Also, Kevin and I are going to be adding a new segment to the 4-Star Sports Bar Review.
Do tell.
It's going to be called Appetizer, where we're going to get a menu ahead of time of the place that we're going to. We're going to post 4 appetizers that we wouldn't order, and we're going to let it be voted on, and people can choose what app.
Oh, I hope it's like
That's a fucking great idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the most disgusting
and we'll get
one
it and make it a part.
Is
of it.
this replacing the segment?
Mystery Wing Showdown will happen sometimes. It depends on how full we are.
All right.
So like we did scores. A little peek behind the curtain, hasn't been released yet or anything. We were fucking full.
The
and
strip
when we
club?
go to leave. No.
Oh
no. So then when we went to leave, we said, "Oh, should we get the wings?" I was like, "I'm gonna puke. Like I can't do wings." We were like, fuck it. We'll just we're full. We're not gonna do it this time. But I think the appetizer, as long as we can get like a menu of some sort, whether online or a picture of the place first, tease it ahead of time. We're like 6 weeks ahead right now, so the appetizer thing won't take place until the next time we go somewhere. But we got a ton already stacked up, so that's that.
Hard break. You probably cut this out.
Okay.
On the video.
Yeah.
That you guys do, I like the little B.S.N network that sits.
yeah,
Like
I said that too.
In the corner or whatever the whole time.
Gotcha.
And I saw that you were like trying to see if you could get like awesome fucking transitions and shit like that.
Yeah. I got a bunch of really cool things coming.
All right, cool.
That's building up. The YouTube that's going to turn primarily into like a YouTube show. Like we'll do the audio versions on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I think you'll get the full effect with it on a video level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So YouTube will be good for that.
I just want
I want to invest.
Anyone want to invest?
No.
You
guys
might want to invest in like a Canon camera or something like that. Like a like a quality. I mean, you film it with your phone; it looks fine.
Right.
I was gonna say the guys that
but
the one that I
saying.
went to, I was like, let them do their thing. Like if I'm on one, I'm just gonna violate both of you.
No.
Physically,
You hide behind the seat and then pop out randomly.
Don't ruin the surprise. That comes out in 2 weeks.
Just a random hand.
That's not a bad idea either. I like that angle. That's a good one. Just out of nowhere. What the hell? So one nipple grip. Yeah.
Appetizer. Oh, I like the
Anyway.
YouTube idea.
Yeah. So
We're
that's
gonna
my-
add more BS nerds. You know what? Fuck it. Break back in.
Okay.
Are we gonna add more BS nerds things to the YouTube network?
We can. So the 4-Star is its own thing.
All
Right
right,
now.
but we
It's
do
its
have
own
a
channel.
BS nerds.
There's a
channel.
BS Nerds channel that has like every podcast we've ever posted.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So the 4-Star thing, I
That's
thought
like
this is really ugly, like because you got to like filter through all the podcasts to
I'll
find the
do some
videos
toy
that we do.
reviews or
Yeah,
a
so you
toy
can do
run or something.
I think what we do is that we do we can do some stuff for the BS Network.
Yeah.
One. And then like if you made a WECP one, you know what I mean? Like each show could kind of have
Why am I gonna have a fantasy field goal one? What the fuck do you do for fantasy?
You
video?
just sitting there with a field goal behind you?
Yeah, field goal post.
I'm just randomly posting. I'm gonna buy a little field goal, like a little field goal thing. I'm gonna make those paper footballs and flick it and go. It's good.
It's good. All right,
that's your commercial.
It's just gonna be dated. And I'm just gonna do that every week.
Do your YouTube.
Could
do that.
Or the Grinder Guru.
The Grinder Guru could go on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm not gonna make my own YouTube channel. I'll just throw it on the B.S.N network.
Okay. I just think it's a tough look. When you're trying to do like a series of things.
On the BS network, it's like, but you can make playlists.
You can make playlists.
On the thing. So you could literally put your WECP things like in their playlist.
There you go.
Playlist.
Yep. That works out.
They will show up on the main thing. So it'll be like,
we'll give people random
and then,
shit.
Like, a random thing. But
yeah. Because I was talking to my girlfriend who just started a YouTube channel, by the way. It's really good.
Plug it on air.
It's Carolyn Crafter.
All right, there you go.
It's Carolyn's Crafts and Crap. So it's a art design. She's
utterly talented.
Yeah, she is ultra skilled when it comes to
Carolyn's Crap.
Carolyn's Crafter. Carolyn's Craft. I think the name of the show is Carolyn's Crafter or Carolyn Crafter.
Carolyn's
because her name's Carolyn Carter. She made it Crafter. So
John
Crafty.
Carter.
John Carter. Right.
Who
is your body? What does he do? So, Joe, you got anything this week?
I put out a podcast.
There we go. All right.
So, Joe knows.
Did
you see the description I did this time? It was like a take on Bo knows. It was just like, do you start Blake or so and so? Joe knows. Do you start this person or this person? Joe
I thought
knows.
of a really good Joe knows skit. Maybe we could do this as a video. Old sayings, old expressions.
Oh yeah.
Tit for tat.
Tit for tat. And then you could choose if or not we made it up or if that's really an old expression.
I'm gonna need those jeans.
I'm gonna need those jeans. You're dropping a lot of Easter eggs for sure. It's not out yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So yeah, tune in to find out where my jeans go in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna need those jeans.
I'm gonna need those jeans, Dave. There's train tracks, okay, and your jeans. So that's that. I'm ready to get out of here, boys. What about you?
I'm good.
Me as well.
All right.
Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.